The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. The teachers union president says CV Bethel is overcrowded and rat infested, but the Minister of Education says work is underway to address concerns there. The Prime Minister telling a New York City event that climate financing needs to be of top priority. And is the government moving ahead with changes to the Road Traffic Act affecting insurance? We're going to get into it. That's all ahead. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, September 23rd, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. In a moment, DeAndrew Cartwright will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the St. Agnes Festival and Grand Raffle. And later in business, we are talking with Sand Dollar. It's a big week for digital and the digital push. We'll get all the details about that, and all week long we'll be talking about that. And then later in business, we are going to get a preview of a college fair that's coming up. Legacy College Tours will be here. That's all ahead on a busy Monday morning. But right now it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Minister of Education Gladys Martin says that work is underway to address conditions at CV Bethel Senior High after teachers sat out over safety concerns and health issues. She says that while repairs were conducted over the summer break, the scope, which was decided in consultation with the school, did not include the issues raised. Hannah Martin saying in a statement over the weekend that contractors have been dispatched to that school to review and assess and address the concerns made by teachers, and that school repairs were affected at summer break, and during that period work was undertaken at the school, including the refurbishment of several science labs. She says the scopes are usually a collaboration between the school, the Ministry of Works, and the Ministry of Education, and that it seems that fundamental issues were not included. She said, quote, as a consequence and to avoid future gaps, the ministry will undertake periodic inspections to ensure state of repair. Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson said teachers gave the principal at CV Bethel a list of health and safety concerns, including hot and overcrowded classrooms, inoperable student restrooms, termites, and a bad odor. She said the principal didn't respond in a timely manner to those concerns, and so the teachers invoked their right not to work in such environments. Hannah Martin, though, says that some of the concerns raised were addressed last year, and she called for more accountability as it relates to the upkeeping of school property. The climate crisis is an assault on people's basic rights. That's according to Prime Minister Philip Davis as he gave the keynote address at Climate Week NYC, calling for more financing to be added to the world's loss and damage fund. At the UN Climate Change Conference 2022, countries agreed to create a fund to help developing nations recover from natural disasters brought on by climate change. Some $800 million has been pledged towards the fund, but the Prime Minister called that sum paltry, invoking the memory of Hurricane Dorian, which devastated Abaco and parts of Grand Bahama 5 years ago. The Prime Minister said the fund is critical to nations like the Bahamas, which can lose so much during a single storm. F&M Chairman Dr. Dwight says that moving forward with plans for a new hospital in Western New Providence will be an historic blunder by the Davis administration. He said despite overwhelming opposition, including from the environmental community and residents who will be affected by the construction of the new hospital, the PLP is set to make this historic blunder that will have profound long-term environmental and other repercussions. Last week, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville said the groundbreaking for the $290 million hospital is slated to take place within the next month. Sands, who served as Minister of Health in the last F&M government, said the decision to move forward with the project flies in the face of Prime Minister Davis's public stance on environmental stewardship and climate change. He said the government is, quote, foolishly intent on building a large facility on an environmentally sensitive site that also has various levels of contamination. From the courts, a Grand Bahama man sentenced to 14 years imprisonment after he admitted to killing a senior citizen. Tamar Forbes was just 16 years old when he stabbed 79-year-old Alicia Theoc in the neck during an altercation in Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. After killing Theoc, Forbes dragged her body into bushes and covered her with branches and a piece of plywood. The incident happened between June 19th and 20th, 2020. Forbes was initially charged with murder. He pleaded not guilty to murder, but guilty to manslaughter when the jury was impaneled to hear his case in February 2024. Justice Andrew Forbes adjourned the matter for sentencing and delivered his decision last week. According to a probation report, Forbes was suspended from a junior high school in Nassau for fighting. He moved to Freeport, where he enrolled in the BTVI Electrical Installation Certificate Program. However, Forbes was arrested and charged with murder before he could complete the course. Forbes' mother and grandmother asked the court to exercise mercy. They said they visited the family of the deceased and apologized for Forbes' actions. Meanwhile, the granddaughter of the deceased asked the court for a stiff penalty to prevent Forbes from killing again. In giving his decision, Forbes noted that the failure of many young people, especially men, to regulate their emotions continued to create a lot of grief in society. He also said that Forbes had been on remand for 4 years and appeared to be remorseful. Taking into account Forbes' remand time, the judge ordered the sentence to take effect from June 20th, 2020, the date of his arrest. And a man who beat another man to death in New Providence earlier this year has pleaded guilty. Tomiko Dorset initially faced a murder charge in relation to the January 5th death of Darrell Ferguson. However, he pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of manslaughter last week. According to the prosecutor, Ferguson was beaten to death during a fight that he had started. On the day in question, he confronted Dorset at a park on Millers Heights and accused him of stealing his car's battery. Ferguson, who was armed with a 2x4, struck Dorset, disarmed him, and beat him to death. Both men were high at the time of the incident. Ferguson's lawyer, Sonia Timothy Knowles, says that a sentence of 5 years, suggested a sentence of 5 years. On the other hand, the prosecutor said the court should start at 18 years before giving Dorset a reduction for his guilty plea. Dorset has been in custody since January 2024. Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson will deliver her sentencing decision next month. Overseas, Lebanon's health ministry says a wave of Israeli airstrikes across the country today have killed 50 people and wounded more than 300. The ministry says that the preliminary total included women and children. The airstrikes hit wide areas in southern and northeastern Lebanon. The Israeli military said it struck 300 targets in Lebanon as it steps up pressure against the Hezbollah militant group. The army announced the strikes on the social media platform X, posting a photo of what it said was the military chief approving additional attacks from a military headquarters in Tel Aviv. It's one of the most intense barrages of airstrikes in nearly 1 year of fighting against Hezbollah. The military and other Israeli leaders have promised tougher action against Hezbollah in the coming days. As Israel was carrying out the attacks, Israeli authorities reported a series of air raid sirens in northern Israel, warning of incoming rocket fire from Lebanon. From Sri Lanka, a Marxist politician has been sworn in as the country's president after an election that saw voters reject an old guard accused of leading the country into economic crisis. 55-year-old Anura Kumara Desaneke, who ran as head of the Marxist-leading National People's Power Coalition, defeated President Ranil Wickremesinghe, the opposition leader, and 35 other candidates in Saturday's election. The election came as the country seeks to recover from a severe economic crisis that led to shortages of essentials such as foods, medicine, cooking gas, and fuel in 2022, triggering massive protests that led the then president to flee the country and resign. In a brief speech after the swearing-in, the new president pledged to work with others to take the country and to take on the country's challenges. Bolivia's pro-government supporters and security forces confronting protesters loyal to former President Evo Morales in street melees Sunday, the second such violent escalation this week after fears are growing of further unrest in the Andean nation. The protesters and counter-protesters hurled firecrackers, homemade explosives, and stones at each other across a dusty sprawl in the city of El Alto, while riot police unleashed tear gas into the crowds. At least 8 people were injured. The standoff erupting while thousands of Bolivians supporting Morales continued a week-long 118-mile march to the capital of La Paz, speaking to the depth of the schism in Bolivian politics ahead of next year's presidential election. Morales and his former economy minister turned bitter rival, current President Luis Arce, are vying to lead Bolivia's long dominant Socialist Party, known by the Spanish acronym MAS. In recent months, their power struggle has paralyzed the government, exacerbated the depletion of Bolivia's foreign exchange reserves, and fueled street protests. And as world leaders meeting in the United Nations meet this week to discuss the future of efforts to rein in the gangs that are strangling Haiti, Haitians are expressing hopelessness that an international response can turn the tide of violence. So far, a UN-backed force of 400 police from Kenya and about 24 Jamaican officers have done little to quell the country's gangs, which have terrorized the country since the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. World leaders have been discussing the next steps in a convoluted effort to restore order to the Caribbean nation, and Kenya this weekend pledged 600 more officers. The United States has floated the idea of a UN peacekeeping force, but the idea was considered too controversial given the introduction of cholera and sexual abuse cases that occurred the last time UN troops were in Haiti. The deployment of Kenyan forces was in part to avoid tensions that may be sparked by sending another UN peacekeeping mission. But in a visit to Haiti by Kenya's President William Ruto over the weekend, on his way to the United Nations General Assembly session, Ruto said that he would be open to expanding Kenya's operation into a larger UN peacekeeping mission. While Ruto hailed the successes of the Kenyan forces Sunday, a recent report by a UN human rights expert said gang violence is spreading across Haiti and that Haitian police still lack the logistical and technical capacity to fight gangs. In sports, the Province Softball Association Championships finally resumed on Bankers Field at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex following a number of postponements due to inclement weather. Games played in both the men and women's divisions. In the women's division, the Sunshine Auto Wildcats have taken a commanding 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 series over the R&B Operators. Where their bats hot, the Wildcats secured a 15-7 victory Saturday night. Despite the Operators' efforts to chip away the lead, their struggles with errors proved too costly. The winning pitcher for the Wildcats, Hila Stevens. On the other side, Brendia Ferguson of the Operators took the loss in their matchup. There's a whole lot more on this in today's Guardian Sports section. Pick it up to find out more. There was a free game changers baseball camp at Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium over the weekend, and scores of Bahamian athletes gathered for an opportunity to learn from some of the legends of the game. The camp, hosted by the Bahamas Baseball Association, welcomed some of baseball celebrities who took part in the Derek Jeter Invitational. Details on that and a big donation in today's Guardian Sports section as well. And Bahamian women's basketball player Jonquel Jake J. Jones and the New York Liberty tipping off their 2024 WNBA playoff campaign with a commanding victory over the 8th-seeded Atlanta Dream Sunday. The Liberty, the top seed in the playoffs, won 83-69 in Brooklyn to take the first game of the best-of-3 series. From the start, the Liberty dominated, taking control of the game early. They led by as much as 19 points in the first half and by as many as 22 in the game. Jones had a quiet night. She scored 9 points, shooting 60%, 3 for 5 from the floor, but was perfect, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Jones was in foul trouble, though, and was limited to just 21 and a half minutes on the court. From the NFL, the LA Rams rallied from a double-digit deficit to stun the San Francisco 49ers 27-24 on a late field goal. And the Baltimore Ravens hanging on to beat the Dallas Cowboys 28-25. Meanwhile, Kansas City still hot. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 touchdown passes as the Chiefs' defense preserves a 22-17 win over the Atlanta Falcons. And for Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani hit a tying home run in the 9th inning, and Mookie Betts followed with a game-ending drive as the LA Dodgers rallied for a 6-5 victory over the Colorado Rockies to maintain their 3-game lead in the National League West. Ohtani had 4 hits and added 2 stolen bases, giving him 53 home runs and 55 steals on the season. Leading off the 9th after the Dodgers rallied to within a run, Ohtani lifted Seth Halverson's 4th offering, an 89 mile per hour split finger pitch over the wall in the right center. Dodgers right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's trying to solidify a spot in the Dodgers' playoff rotation, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits over 3 innings with 3 walks. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First look at weather brought to you by the Hit Spot. Here's what's happening. We've got a weak pressure pattern that continues to support light to moderate winds across the country as a surface high pressure system located over the southeastern United States, extending a ridge of high pressure towards the islands. This high pressure system bringing generally fair weather conditions with light winds today. The high will intensify the winds as the week progresses, and that's going to bring breezy to windy conditions. But a broad area of low pressure is developing over the northwestern Caribbean Sea, increasing moisture across the region, and that's going to elevate rain chances. especially for the northern and northwest Bahamas by the mid to latter part of this week. We've got a heat advisory. Elevated temperatures and humidity levels will lead to heat index values reaching 100 Fahrenheit to 108 Fahrenheit, 38 Celsius to 42 Celsius across the islands, especially in the northern and northwest Bahamas. Isolated thunderstorms are possible, but no significant severe weather expected. So for today, for the northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, partly sunny, hot, and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, partly sunny, hot, and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, hot, and humid, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures on this first full day of fall 2024, we are looking at highs around 89 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 100 Fahrenheit, as we said, 38 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This first look at weather brought to you by the Hit Spot, offering a $79.99 special all September for your band expander for your Japanese direct market vehicle. If you can't listen to us on Guardian Radio, mention this for that $79.99 special going on for the month of September at the Hit Spot on Soldier Road.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we continue, we are discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Wishing for some extra cash this summer? Enter Esso's Summer Wins promotion. Esso is giving you the chance to win 3 incredible cash prizes: $2,000, $2,500, and the grandest prize of them all, $5,000. To enter, simply fuel up with $25 or more, write your contact information on the back of your receipt, and you'll be eligible to win. 10 lucky customers will also have a chance to participate in convenience store sweepstakes. Promotion ends September 29th, 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Like and follow Sol Petroleum on Facebook for more details.
I am sure that you insure your car, your home, and you might take out health insurance. Did you know that your Bahamian dollar deposits are also insured?
Really? How so?
The Bahamas Deposit Insurance Corporation, DIC, provides financial protection with immediate coverage without any additional charges, up to a maximum of $50,000 per depositor.
$50,000?
$50,000? Think I break it.
That's right. Your deposits, whether a joint account, business account, trust, or your personal savings, are all protected by the DIC.
Yeah, boy.
But what if a bank runs into problems, you ask? Rest assured, your deposit and interest are calculated up to the date of closure, and payouts are made promptly, whether you're a local or non-resident.
I like the sound of that. Sign me up.
Just open an account with a bank or credit union that is a member of the deposit insurance, and that's it. You are automatically covered, no extra paperwork, no added cost. The Bahamas Deposit Insurance Corporation. Peace of mind assured, your deposits secure.
We wish you a new car to drive, a new home for a growing family, the trip of a lifetime. Start now with CIBC Caribbean for everything you're dreaming of this holiday season. Apply for a loan online at CIBCFCIB.com. Conditions apply.
For fast most reliable and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Are you ready to be inspired? Get ready for the events of the year. Inspire Her 2024 is back and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Get tickets now in the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available. Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference, October 10th. See you there.
Oh, what fun! The most wonderful time of year is almost here. If you're dreaming of a car, new home, land, travel abroad, or big gifts to share, CIBC Caribbean will help you get your wish list prepared. Start early. Apply now for a loan online at CIBCFCIB.com. Conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
We are back with Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with you. In a moment, DeAndre Carter will be joining us. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Coming up on this Monday, we are going to be talking with St. Agnes Church. They have their festival and Grand Raffle coming up. We'll get details about that. Then later in business, it is Live Digital Week, and we're going to be talking with Sand Dollar about that. And we'll have a whole lot of this all week long in business during this special week. And we'll get all the details about it. And then later in business, we are talking about college tours. A big one's coming up. Legacy College Readiness and Tours has one. They'll tell us about that and what you need to know. So a lot to get to on this Monday. Let's begin, though, with what else is in the news. And in the news, the big headline, the Nassau Guardian corruption probe to end by December 31st. We spoke about this last week already, but pick up today's Nassau Guardian if you want more information on that. The police commissioner in an interview last week saying that the investigators are assisting from abroad. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Prime Minister Davis, again, speaking internationally about climate change here in the world and the impact it's having on the Bahamas, saying that there needs to be greater climate financing. He was speaking at an event for Climate Week NYC, giving the keynote address. We want to take play a little bit of what the Prime Minister is saying. Take a listen to this. This is what the Prime Minister said over the weekend.
Commitments are not just rhetoric. They are the base for concrete, measurable action taking place right now in the Bahamas. We are transitioning away from fossil fuel dependence, prioritizing energy efficiency upgrades across our nation, installing utility-scale solar farms in our capital, and bringing hybrid grids online in our family of islands. This transition is not just about cleaner energy, it's about creating green jobs, fostering local expertise, and producing a more resilient infrastructure for the future. We are pioneering ocean thermal energy conversion, OTEC, harnessing the natural power of our ocean to provide clean energy, desalinated water, and even cooling. This groundbreaking technology, actively being piloted across 9 Bahamian islands, showcases the immense potential of nature-based solutions to address multiple facets of the climate crisis. We are aggressively protecting our vast seagrass meadows, one of the largest carbon sinks on the planet. We know how integral the carbon market is to climate mitigation, and we present the Bahamas as the leader for high-quality, verified carbon credits. We are developing a blue carbon methodology to leverage their full potential and are establishing a coral gene bank to preserve those critical ecosystems for generations to come. These actions are not about showcasing the Bahamas as an exception, but rather as an example. A testament to the power of political will, innovation, and the enduring belief that a different future is possible if we lead and encourage others to join.
All right, Prime Minister Dave is there. Again, repeating a lot of the things he's been saying for quite a while. Yeah, those things are definitely happening. We keep asking the same question, though. Are we all on the same page there? Are we all on board with this? Because whenever we do talk about it, there's still so many questions, still so many people who don't get it and feel that more needs to be done. More needs to be done. And it's been a lot of talk. Yes, it's the solar farms and the talk about adjustments to the grid. We know that there are changes coming for BPL, but still more questions than answers on how this is going to work. Let's get your reaction to it, to what you're hearing there. Again, he's been doing this for a long time. Are we seeing enough action? And is he right? Because the financing isn't coming with it, is that holding us back as well? DeAndre Cartwright, good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight. Happy to be here.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Oh, God. Seriously, what is your problem that we don't want to talk to you? You're not welcome here. Please try another station. Please. You've proven that you cannot behave yourself here. You go off the rails every time, and you're distracting everybody. We want to have a serious, sensible conversation. An unbiased, sensible conversation. But you are not capable of doing this. 3-2. It's Monday. Start off the week like this. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. My goodness. Yeah, what do you make of it, DeAndre? What do you? We're saying it. He says it all the time. Are we practicing what we preach here in the Bahamas?
I think that's. I want to be as objective as I possibly can. The reality is we can say one thing and then do another, right? And
we're very good at that, I think.
But this is the thing. We perfected it. We perfected it to the point where our words don't match our actions, but somehow that's okay in certain platforms, certain areas, or some people are excused from any type of accountability. Mm-hmm. So I just wonder, really, where do we draw the line? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I know the things that he mentioned. we'd love to see them all come to fruition. We hope they happen, and the sooner the better.
But the thing is for how long have we been hearing these things, right? Some of these things have been in the so-called pipeline for quite some time. Some things may have been transcend across administrations. Some things have been promised to the Bahamian people for decades. I mean, again, where's the accountability? But I go back to something I've been saying since before I was in college, actually. When will we as a Bahamian people collectively, because there are lots of persons individually and in their circles or their circles of power and support that try to hold the government accountable for the things that they say and the things that they promise. But we need more persons to get behind that because the cycle is going to continue to occur if the power of the people, all the people, is not behind it. And that's why we get away with these things.
Yeah. Wow.
A trail of broken promises.
This texter is saying here, that sounds so good, eh? Where is that happening again? Do you know? And do you know if the developer is still cutting up the ridges on Athol Island? Is the oil spill from the station in Abaco cleaned up as yet, the Shell station? Wow.
Lots of questions.
And lots of work to do.
But then I think, you know what, we should start that list. Remember, I think it was a couple of months ago, there were certain questions that were being asked and we didn't get any responses. The thing is that if we started this list
of unanswered questions,
we would have pages of it, right? And I'm
like an old phone directory, not the current one, because the new one doesn't have many pages. But those old ones.
No, seriously, because I think, what was it? Oh goodness, we were observing the lack of statistics, I think, by the police way back, right? And then it was an environmental issue, then it was a policy issue. And then when you look at it, literally, some of those same things we've been asking from months ago still remain unanswered.
Yeah. And we don't know the status of many investigations, so that we're going back many different administrations.
Well, this is the thing.
I guess once the administration changes, the investigation is done, eh?
You think that's what it is?
Is that what it is?
Well, they always go back to say that the justice system needs to be improved, it needs reform. We've been hearing this, again, for decades. Some of these things that we talk about have been going on before I was born, before you were born.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, there's only... I want to know where the buck stops. When do we stop leaning on the excuse that we're a developing country, that we can't move forward with certain things?
We only say that when it's convenient, though. Sometimes, we wouldn't say it, but yeah, when we're having a challenge,
that seems to be we're having a challenge all the time.
Oh boy, wow.
In certain areas.
Let's take these calls. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, Ms. Cartwright. Good morning, Dwight. Alan Johnson.
Good morning.
I often try to decide whether we are duplicitous or practice of hypocrisy or both.
It's both.
So the question that we have to ask ourselves, though, the Prime Minister spent 3 years globetrotting, and we have yet to see a strategy for anything that he is advocating for. It's like some secret in his mind or those around him as to what does this climate change mean.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely fair. I mean, but it might not be clear enough.
No, then, Dwight, forward it to me.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's something I can forward.
If you can find it, forward it to me.
Okay.
But this, because see, when you want collaboration or buy-in, you have a strategy of execution. You have an understanding of what the goals are, short, medium, and long term. We talk about climate financing exactly what it is, what we keep looking back about, Dorian, what are we doing to facilitate that? Has the, DRA or whatever it is that prepares for hurricane, is there a known strategy for that? Is there one for New Providence? Remember the platform, the blueprint for change that promised a strategy for every single island. So, I mean, what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for money to do something that we have no idea yet that we're going to be doing? What is the long-term strategy for showing us up? And so it's like we're good at talking, but very very ineffective at planning. This is why the plantation is falling apart. You may know the statement, right, I always say? How do you say you cannot manage what you cannot measure, and you cannot measure what you refuse to acknowledge. We have a plantation. You're about to go to education falling apart. The plantation is falling apart. No one can tell us where we are, where we want to be. You go for the grid. It's the exact same thing. I think would we at 1% or 2% of the 30, or are we supposed to be at 30% in 6 years for the green energy? What are we doing for homes and to reduce consumption and bringing on real energy reform that can accelerate us to that 30% if we are to meet that goal in 5 years? So these are things we have, because 29 individuals in cabinet, whatever their position is, or even the 32 that they have in the House of Assembly, because opposition is not allowed to participate, is not the solution for a country of 400,000 people. The intelligence of all of us is greater than some of us. And so the Prime Minister talking, but there's nothing in 3 years that can be published anywhere. Call the Prime Minister office, call Office of Prime Minister, call their fulfillment unit, call whatever, and just simply say, provide the document to stop, just please, let's shut C. Alan Johnson up. Make it, he's a skeptic. Let's just shut him down with evidence, because he's a data person. Let's provide him with the data. And we could just talk about the development of this country. We could talk about advancing. Everything is simply aspirational talk.
Yeah.
We need to actually get on the ground and build.
All right, thanks a lot. I mean, you can find a snapshot, a little bit of it with C2O, the climate change group that we feature often on the show. But I think I get what you're saying, C. Alan, and the overall, this is what we want to do, this is where we're going to be in 5 years, this is where we're going to be in 10 years. Perhaps that would not be easy to come by.
The thing is, I'm going to look it up to see, probably get to other callers and texters and things like that. But I think there's also the SDG report that we can also check to see what is the government saying about our status on fulfilling those sustainable development goals, which would include some of these things. Dwight, don't look at me like that. We're looking at publications, right? So that's one of the first things.
Wait, is there such a thing, the status?
Yeah, no, so you know that the government actually has to report every few years on its performance with the Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay.
So this is a document that they produce and they send off to the United Nations. And it's publicly available.
Yeah.
I would, see, Alan, perhaps I know you would have taken a look at it. I just wonder.
Okay, but you see, you have to go about such a roundabout way to find this information. So that's a little bit different what he's saying, but it might help. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Because in the absence of, I understand what he's saying.
Those reports going to be very disappointing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But it will be great to find it. This is the 10-point plan. This is what we're doing, and this is where we're going to be by 2030.
I think that's also another part of, I think, is that the Prime Minister is still or was in New York, whatnot, to speak at the United Nations for the high-level week of the General Assembly. Those are also opportunities because other world leaders are talking about what their countries are doing, where they want to be, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. That's another platform that could be highly utilized. I'm not sure if we, as Bahamian people, are aware that the Prime Minister will be speaking or has already spoken, forgive me if I don't know which day it would have happened, to the leaders, to the people of the world. No? Okay.
Are we? That's what we're asking. We keep asking this every time. Mm-hmm. He's doing this, and it's wonderful. What are we doing here? Are we paying attention? Right? I'm sure, yes, some environmental groups are, but does the average Bahamian care and say, I have to make changes because what everyone is saying is real? We might not have a country in 20, 30, 40 years, and so I'm going to switch from this to this because it's going to be better for the environment. Are we those people? When people look at us and say, yes, the Bahamas is threatened, but look at them. They are really doing things differently. I don't think you can see that.
So I would say this, right? I agree with you. But I want to add to that we have to look at the reality of our population and how do we break this information down for the average Bahamian, for the differing levels of our people. right? Because a lot of times we're talking amongst our circles, we're talking amongst persons who maybe understand it from a scientific level, maybe, I don't know. But it's as simple as perhaps explaining that plastic takes hundreds of years to break down. The fact that plastics, they literally, at least this is what I was reading, and I can't give you the source because I don't have it in front of me. But they're trying to study the effect of microplastics on the human body, but they literally cannot find a control group. What that means is that there are no humans on this planet that these folks that are trying to conduct the study can find to have as a control group to contrast the impact of microplastics on the human body. What that means is that every human has microplastics in your body. They're finding it in breast milk that's going into the babies that are being fed or whatnot. So it's literally at the point where we're transmitting it from human to human. But going back to my initial point, first of all, are we breaking it down so that it's easily accessible, understandable by all of our people? 1. 2, are we introducing this information in a way that's palatable for our people, bite-sized information, short clips and things like that, but also in the environments where they would want to listen, right? We have to look at how do we publicly distribute information. Think about it. Outside of your schools, your churches, which public events do we actually have talking about these things or that people are willing to attend? We're in silly season right now, the infancy of it. Sorry, this political season. Let me try to be somewhat diplomatic. But those are also platforms that people can get into the nitty gritty about these things. Throw out those clips, show people why they should actually care, and show that you actually care about the environment, about the impact of it. Because if we look at the long-term studies, and they're about, I think, I want to say that I'm not wrong about this, but it might be like 1 or 2 more, 1 or 2 less. There are about 5 different maps, right? Projected maps of how our islands will be looking in the next 50 years, right? And about the loss of land. It's as simple as if you look at Montague Beach, right? If you look at where the beach line, the shoreline was at the beginning of the 20th century compared to where it is right now, it is insane. You can literally see how the sea is reclaiming our land. So it's like that's a pictorial contrast. Imagine if you were to put that up and have that circulating through WhatsApp, but we have to also step back and look at it, Dwight. As a Bahamian people.
Every school book. Every one of those, right? Maybe this is the future.
That would work, right? But the thing is, do we care? At the end of it, and
that's the thing I'm saying. So it seems to be the well-off, the elites, and the environmentalists who are having these discussions, but the average person is completely unaware or too preoccupied with their own life to feel that they should make any differences, or cannot understand how they can make any differences.
Right. No. So, and I agree with you, but I also, I like to try to be objective, but also look at. I try to understand people. I fail most times or whatnot because humans are unique. So it's impossible to apply a broad understanding for everybody, right? But if you were to take that assumption to say that, persons are caught up in their own lives, like we have to be real. The cost of living is so high that people are just trying to make $1 to survive right now. So it's almost like, how can I think 2 decades in the future if I literally cannot think about the end of this week where I am only making below or about minimum wage? I have 4 children to take care of. My rent is overdue. My bills are paid, and BPL about to cut my light off, even though it done been cut shut, been without light throughout this week because the generator's done breaking down. So it's like,
this is a problem. This is a failure. If the prime minister's out there everywhere he goes talking like this, but the average Bahamian is completely doing the opposite and doesn't even care, we got a problem. We've got a real problem, and we won't be taken seriously by the international community.
But, Dwight, the other day, I forget which restaurant I was in. I remember we were so hard on this biodegradable, compostable food containers and things like that. I honestly, I'm trying to remember where it is.
No, I've been getting more plastic bags in the last few months than even
I was served
the days before the ban.
I was served something in a styrofoam cup, and I was like,
everything's back.
Where is this coming from? Now, I know if we were to look at certain like certain states in the USA or whatnot, right? They don't adhere to the environmental policies or whatnot, so they still give out the plastic bags. They're still doing certain
that's
things,
not
right?
uniform over
But the
there.
thing is that over here, I thought we had this in hand, but I'm trying to figure out, is it a lack of enforcement, or is it that we're just taking a step back, or like what is it? And then honestly, again,
It's like everything that ever happens here. You make a rule, it's enforced for a little bit, and then it just goes away.
I don't.
And it's insane. That they made it a law with the yellow boxes, but they all were allowed to fade away, and people block up into sections like it's a game.
Oh, actually,
this is the same thing with this. The plastics. I've never seen so much plastic, and as you say, styrofoam. It's all over the place again. What is happening?
I also just want to make a point about the markings on the road. Like, I honestly think that on this island, and we have to be clear for New Providence, right? Could we darken those lines? Like, who do we talk to try to darken those lines? Because it's like persons are not adhering to anything, but you can't even see the markings on the road.
Chaos. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No, let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
I guess you have lost some of your callers.
Well, that's fine. How you doing?
It's really well. I'm happy that our Prime Minister is attending the United Nations, because we are at a pivotal point in our history where, like in the case of South Africa and the apartheid regime, that apartheid was ended in our lifetime, and I'm hoping that the apartheid that's going on in Palestine will end soon. Also, that there will be some serious discussion on press freedom, where the Western press has been prohibited from being in the war zone there, and now even the local press, international organization, is banned. Now, regarding microplastic, I've heard that microplastic is also in tea bags. These tea bags that we filter to make our tea. So I guess they have to resort to using the live physiographs and the other things that we have, rather than going to it.
Or just become one with the plastic.
And the plastic situation also is not just the bags, because there's so many other things come in plastic. And so after banning the bags, as you said, they are now back. They're back in certain places, and certain people to sell. They know where to go and buy and get them, so that they can, as it were, do their business and make a living. So there's a lot of contradiction. But I have a solution for one of the environmental conditions. That is individuals cleaning up our own mess. For example, if I have garbage, I should bring my garbage home and put it in my garbage bin. I shouldn't throw it through the window, so that at the end of the month, persons will be in the street corner looking to clear garbage on the street, to earn, some money. They can find something else to do, something additional productive that will add to the gross domestic product, rather than just clean up somebody's mess by people who willfully throw things out in the road. They won't keep it in the car, but they will throw it on the street.
Yeah.
So we got a long way to go, and
absolutely
we can't give up. We got to keep going. I think in brightening the marks on the street, all of those are part of maintenance and regular situations. So there's so much to be done, as you said. Sometimes in some areas everything okay, and in other areas not okay.
Yeah.
And your co-host said a lot, even though spoke for a while, spoke a lot, because the persons have to be thinking about living from day to day. Sometimes they don't see the long picture of living for 10, 20 years ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's get these calls, and then we want to get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Deandra.
Good morning.
Very simply here, two things. The Prime Minister travels and talks about climate change. I'm right now, after hearing his comments this morning, I'm wondering whether the country has adopted a national electrification program in terms of solar power. And when I say that, I'm talking about a national program where we promote and we provide reduced costs for homeowners to put solar systems in their homes, which would help us to reduce our footprint even further with the technology. See, we should not just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk. My mind bounced on the Barbadian Prime Minister that took bold moves to help improve her people's lives. Maybe not in solar, but initiated some programs where the people benefited more than where they are now. That would be a very bold move for a prime minister.
Well, the government removed
country to show that we are talking the talk and walking the walk.
They removed a lot of duties.
Citizens with these things.
They removed a lot of duties and cut duties on things. So I guess
we are not
they'll
talking
say,
about that, Dwight. I understand that right now the average Bahamian cannot afford hardly anything in this country because of the high taxes. We're borrowing more monies from these other countries that we have to pay back. Where is a national program to help the citizens to put systems in their homes? That's what I'm talking about. My last point here, you talk about maintenance of programs that's already put in place, i.e. the road program. And I brought up the mere fact some time ago on the talk show that the boxes on these roads that help to assist traffic flow from persons blocking these intersections, the boxes are faded away. We don't maintain anything. It's back to clogging up the arteries. Nobody can move during rush hour. It's just ridiculous. And then the CALIs, the maintenance of the roads, putting down speed bumps on main thoroughfares, no payments on these speed bumps. And we could go on and on and on. Cat eyes on these islands in the middle of the road. Pinewood Gardens Road in particular, the new Bahama Boulevard between Saunders Beach and the roundabout. We are talking about these things, but there seems to be no movements with these things. We are going backwards instead of progressing. But you know what I find quite interesting, and I'll close on this point. It takes some catastrophe to happen for persons, obviously, to be spurred to do what they're supposed to be doing. Digging the trenches in the roads and don't come back and pave them in a timely manner. And all kinds of stuff. I could go on and on about my observations around just my little island, New Providence. It is totally ridiculous, and it's a bad reflection on the governmental systems that we have in place.
Okay.
But thanks for taking my call, Dwight.
Thanks a lot. All right. And this final call. Good morning. You are on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning to your guest.
Morning.
Hey, Dwight. The Prime Minister, this is just my view. The Prime Minister is demonstrating to us that, he just about talking because, Dwight, it's been 3 years since the Prime Minister became the Prime Minister. And for 3 years or thereabout, he was talking about this
climate change, carbon credits.
Climate change, carbon credits, right? But Dwight, the Prime Minister has yet to come to the Bahamian people with a national address on this. I don't know if he did it last night. I might have missed that. But he if not yet came to us and addressed back in the day when Zedness used to travel with some of our politicians when they doing things like this, right? What's going on? Why we can't watch our Prime Minister on our national broadcasting network when he doing these type of events? What's the secrecy?
I don't think that's what it is. But
no, but Dwight, I know you don't think that's what it is, right? But at the end of the day, the Prime Minister is supposed to be transparent to the Bahamian people, eh? Not really to the United Nations, like he has. It appears that they are more transparent to the United Nations.
But you would like more frequent updates from the Prime Minister as to what we are doing here, not just to learn it through when he speaks internationally. Is that what you're saying?
That's the point I'm making. But he needs to address the Bahamian people, and just like the lady said, right, with all those nice points she said this morning, right. We need the plans, or we need to be able to touch the plans that they are talking about in the Bahamas, right? Because the Bahamas they've been speculating that 50 years or so we can be underwater, right? So who's to say our politicians doing they supposed to be building their homes someplace on higher grounds because they are not because they are demonstrating to us, Dwight, that they are not really interested in nothing. When it relates to climate change in the Bahamas, right? We could have then had. I know you mentioned what is call it from the sun, right? The solar, right? We should have by now then had all of our government schools and every government office in this country solarized, right? If the Prime Minister then was really serious
Well, they're
about
moving.
what they're talking about.
They've made a lot of progress. They've certainly solarized quite a few schools. It's happening. It might not be the pace that we like, but we want to hear more of this.
But let me just go on this, right?
So I agree with you.
Let me just go on this, right? The Prime Minister need to also come to the Bahamian people and talk to them about their carbon credits because it seems like nobody want to have no conversation when it relates to the carbon credits.
Well,
in this country.
that's not true. Again, we just had C2O on a couple of weeks ago. They
talking
told
about
you,
talking about the carbon credits when it relates to how it's being received by our government in this country, or just generally speaking about the carbon
just
credits.
setting up the framework and how they foresee it is going to work. They said that they have a little bit of work to do, and they're having some challenges, pushback from other countries, but they're working on the framework, and they're saying by next year this should be in place. But I'm sure we will hear more on that going forward. But the work is being done. But I appreciate what you're saying that we need to
Have a
hear
nice
more.
day, Dwight. Yes, sir. I listen.
Yeah, we need to hear more from the Prime Minister with more updates, speaking to us, not just through when he goes to speak abroad, and that would probably go a long way to help. This disconnect that people are having, right? Because what you're seeing on the ground in the Bahamas is not matching what he's saying. And perhaps if he were talking more to us, it would be different. But this is a problem. And again, international observers would be like, but you're saying this, but we don't see it happening. We still see your people with the plastic bags. We still see your people using styrofoam. We still see your people just polluting and throwing things away and dumping stuff and tearing up the seabeds and doing all these things that you say that can't be happening and shouldn't be happening, but yet.
So it's a
And that's a
domestication of international policies, or speaking in those international spaces, was the practical application here at home.
Right.
Also, I had some time to just look up real quick. So if anybody is interested to see what our Prime Minister or who he designates to speak on behalf of the country at the UN, that's actually starting this week. Usually the OPM makes a press release of some sort when they get the date and time for when the Prime Minister is scheduled to speak. And I would encourage everybody to tune in, see what he has to say.
Yeah. All right, so some text messages before we go to the break. This person says here, Dwight, the average Bahamian is barely trying to survive. Who cares about climate change when I don't know how to pay my bills or put food on the table? That's the reality.
Yep.
This person says here, this disingenuous conversation is why we can't get any better. See, Allen can't say that the F&M party has created bills that will demonstrate an action plan, but if they win? Anton, why are you calling Anton's name? Anton's crying about the PLP, but can't dare hold the leader accountable. Meanwhile, COI does this and more, yet to mention the party or leader sends these loyalists crazy. The media also doesn't give COI fair coverage, but we're pretending we want change. Okay. Good morning. We are not serious about global warming because the island is full of roach cars.
What?
Which they now have in quotation marks, Japanese cars.
Oh.
You gotta be
I
careful.
thought that was...
I don't know what you're saying, but that's okay. All right. Anyway, the Prime Minister is surely traveling a lot about climate change. What has he done about it to make... what has he done about it to better the Bahamas? Nothing from what I've seen. I think you can find the list of SDG goals so the public is aware. I agree. Many don't know. Well, we talk about it quite often, but sure.
If I could just clarify right there. So the SDGs, you can find them online. But every country, literally, it happens every 3 to 5 years. I want to say about 5 years or so. The countries have to report on their progress with those goals. And the closer we get to 2030, the more intense that reporting should be, the more heavier and substantial that report should be. And if you check the website, they have a specific webpage for it. You can find our country's reports from a few years ago. I think the most recent one would have been, I want to say last year. I'm trying to find it as we speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just really quickly, it's 17, right?
Yeah.
And they range from climate action, responsible consumption and production, sustainable cities and communities. We're definitely failing on that one there. This is not in the order, but anyway. Affordable and clean energy, also having challenges there. Gender equality, we've completely failed. And reduced inequalities. Affordable.
You have life below water, life on land, climate action, partnerships to achieve those goals, and you have peace and justice as well. You have industry, innovation, and infrastructure,
quality education,
decent work and economic growth, clean water and sanitation. That one I feel very strongly about.
We might be close on that one.
Perhaps, but it's almost what do we do in the aftermaths of hurricanes and things like that. And then also, what are we doing to our aquifers? I think that's what you call those. And then about our environmental impact. We've damaged.
We might have issues when it comes to ships and dumping and stuff.
Yeah.
So we have challenges with all. And,
there are 17 goals.
And you can easily find that. Just Google it. It's all
and
over.
If you Google, I'm going to try find the link or the keywords to type in, so you can check our country's last report, and then that will let you know where we are, according to the government, on those goals.
Yeah, plenty work to do. That's the summary. Plenty work to do. Miles to go before we sleep. This person here says, Deandra, I hope if the government changes, I hope you stay on this show and be vocal just how you is now, because many is go quiet and get hired for the government they was fighting for.
Oh, darling, I've been doing this
during be in that, so I'm immune to that. Thank you, Dexter.
Well, hopefully
they don't know about you. They don't know about you.
No, but listen, hold on, wait. Now, let me go back. Who was in power 2020? That was 2011, 2012. Who was there? Because I've been on from changes in administrations.
Many different administrations.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, no, but perhaps persons aren't aware of that. Guys, I've been doing this since before 2012. But 2012 when Guardian started, and I did it for about 5 years. And so it's been happening. I just wasn't in this country long enough during that. After that. So, yeah.
They're calling off names here, but certain people, I can't read this, are dumping all the debris and garbage on the western end of the port, west of Coral World, where they bring in sand, whatnot. That area is very, very dirty, and that western area was not designed as a dumping ground. It makes it hard when one wants to go watch the beautiful sunset. Just mounds of debris and garbage. Whoa, okay. That's rough. This person says, Barbados has a history of intellectual thought and plan development. Solar panels have been in use in Barbados for over 30 years now. Barbados' lesson for us is not mere motley per se, but intelligent leadership, not the one leader crap that we get. Unfortunately, this is us voting for it, I guess it's saying. Okay.
I would say that may need some contrasting, just a bit,
Hey, let's go to the break. We'll pick this up. We got a whole lot more of your text messages, and there's more to talk about on this Monday morning. We'll pick it all up when we get back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
My beautiful islands. I tell you, if the good Lord never goes on holiday, tell me why he made the Bahamas. If the good Lord never used to come this way, seas, all the skies, all the breeze, all the creeks, all the hills, all the sand, all the trees. So tell me why. Tell me why. He made these islands.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Let's get your first look at wet traffic in, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In real-time traffic, we've got a number of hot spots to tell you about. Mile Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic well south of Bellet Road, straight through the Fire Trail roundabout, and then up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. Slow-moving traffic there. Gladstone Road's a much better alternate route for you this morning. But if you're on the JFK side, you're going to be seeing lots of traffic there. Eastbound, heavy traffic along Lake Cunningham, and westbound, busy if you're heading towards a roundabout near Theodore Lane, and then if you're heading eastbound as well, or northeastbound towards Prospect Ridge Road and Harold Road, also slow-moving traffic there. Saunders Beach, if you're heading eastbound near the roundabout with New Providence Highway, slow-moving traffic there, and then further east, just east of Arawak Key as you approach downtown Nassau. So near Nassau Street, you're going to be seeing slow-moving traffic as well. We've got Tony Williams Darling Highway, heavy traffic. Well, now Carmichael, actually. Carmichael east of Fire Trail, heavy traffic to Blue Hill Road. And Blue Hill Road is going to be busy near St. Vincent and Carmichael. And again, as you get closer to Independence Drive. Independence Drive back in both directions, east and westbound. East Street also busy between Soldier Road and the East-West Highway, Independence Drive, the roundabout there, especially if you're heading northbound. Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections, very slow-moving westbound traffic. And Soldier Road, again, very busy north of Prince Charles Robinson Road on the way to Bernard Wolfe and Village. Eastern Road, heavy traffic for you from San Souci to about Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. Those are your hotspots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. It's time for another check of your weather, brought to you by Scotiabank. We've got a weak pressure pattern that continues to support light to moderate winds across the country as a surface high-pressure system located over the southeastern United States, extending a ridge of high pressure towards the islands. The high pressure is bringing generally fair weather conditions with light winds today, and this high is going to intensify the winds as the week progresses. But there is a broad area of low pressure developing over the southwestern Caribbean Sea, and that is going to increase moisture across the region and elevate our shower and thunderstorm chances by midweek into the end of the week, especially for the northern and northwest Bahamas. So that low pressure system in the northwestern Caribbean Sea is expected to bring heavy rainfall to the northwest Bahamas with 2 to 4 inches by the end of the week. So keep that in mind. Drier at the start, and heavy rain towards the end of the week. So for today, for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. And for the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. We're looking at highs around 90 Fahrenheit today. Lows getting down to about 75 Fahrenheit, but the heat index will make you feel like it's 100 Fahrenheit. 38 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Tuesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Pretty much the same for Wednesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, becoming increasingly cloudy. And that's when we're going to start to see the rain coming in by Thursday, with isolated to widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the central and southeast Bahamas, before even more rain chances by Friday into Saturday. We'll have a closer look at the tropics in our next weather check after the 8 o'clock news. This weather check, though, brought to you by Scotiabank. Be a fraud fighter. Sharing isn't always caring. Keep your personal and financial information private. Never share account details with anyone. A friendly reminder from Scotiabank.
Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Do you know a fisher who braves the seas every day, bringing home a catch that feeds our communities? Nominate them now for the Anchor Awards, a night dedicated to celebrating the unsung heroes of our waters. On November 16th at the Bahama Resort, we're shining a spotlight on those who make waves, both big and small. Visit the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Facebook page and click on the link provided to submit your nomination. Let's give our fishers the recognition they deserve. Anchor Awards 2024.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Sure winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor in paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, a little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I had to forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find color in every day.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Oh, yeah. All right. My beautiful islands. I tell you, if the good Lord never goes on holiday, tell me why he made the Bahamas. If the good Lord never used to come this way, tell me why he made these islands. All the sun, all the peace, all the skies, all the breeze, all the creeks, all the hills, all the sand, all the trees. Oh, tell me why. Tell me why he made these islands.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright. All right, we've got a lot of your text messages to get to. And coming up in a little bit, we're going to be talking with St. Agnes about their big event coming up, their festival and Grand Raffle. We'll get all the details about that. And later in business, we are talking with Sandollar. It is Live Digital Week. All week long, you're going to be hearing a lot about this from banks and similar types of companies. We'll get all the details. And plus, we'll be talking about college and a big college fair, a tour that is coming up this weekend. Details on that. So a lot more to get to in the show. But we want to get back to what we were talking about before the break, about the Prime Minister and the climate change and his frequent speeches to the international community about how the actions of countries far away from us are having a major impact on the Bahamas and our future. But we're saying, are we practicing what we're preaching? We keep saying this. It doesn't appear on the ground that we are really doing the things that the Prime Minister says folks elsewhere need to stop doing. And we're wondering if that is causing a problem with our messaging. So we're getting a lot of reaction to that. And then that has led us on during the break down the rabbit hole on the SDGs that came up, the Sustainable Development Goals.
I found the report.
You found a report.
The last
and you
report.
forwarded it, some of that information to me.
Yes.
And, of course, on this list of 166 countries, the Bahamas is at 112 on how well we are doing with the SDG goals. That is not good, and that number is going down. So we really have a lot of work to do, and 2030 is very close.
Yes.
Very, very close. But we've done shows on this before. We'll have to do more on this to go.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Especially what we found during the break as well. The last report that was submitted, it's called a voluntary national review. So countries, quote unquote, choose to report. The last report was submitted in 2021. And you can actually search this up online. And you can read it yourself. The country was going to do it this year, but in a letter that was sent over to the UN by folks at the OPM, Rochelle Newbold in particular, April 16th, and all of this is public information, is saying that they withdrew their request, their offer to make a presentation during the 2024 high-level political forum, I think it is. That's what this is saying. Yeah, this year. So they're going to present next year. Yeah. So our country is going to present its status on those Sustainable Development Goals next year, and that will be a verbal presentation, but it'll also be accompanied by a report. But I would say we need to read the report, but that's right now dated. So that's 22, 23. I mean, it's 3 years old, maybe.
Wow. And really quickly, we were looking at the SDG dashboards and trends. And like we said earlier, clean water and sanitation, we seem to be okay on that. And that one, we are trending up in that one. Sustainable cities and communities, we're trending up in that one. I'm not sure why, probably because of Ragged Island, maybe. But everything else, we are either flat, stagnant, or making some inroads. There's one that's going down, though. This is the last report. There's quality education. I guess it's a spillover from the pandemic, perhaps.
So it actually goes into detail. So it says those particular indicators for downward would be the participation rate in pre-primary organized learning.
Yeah.
So that's the availability of preschool, essentially, right? And then also the net primary enrollment rate. So that would be the contrast between the numbers that we have of young people that are eligible to be in primary school versus those who are actually in primary school. Again, people are studying numbers. I love this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely requires a deeper dive at some point, so
Yes.
stay tuned for that. Okay, some text message before we get back to those calls. This person says, I agree with that previous caller. They dug up big rectangles on Guild Crescent off Adderley Terrace and left the rain to make them craters. I visit the moon every time I go. Oh, boy. Sounds horrible. This person says here, my coworkers and I had to clean up the beach for International Coastal Cleanup Day on Saturday. If we are serious, we would completely ban things that take long to break down. Here's how long things take to break down. Plastic bottles, 450 years. Aluminum cans, 200 to 500. Sanitary products and diapers, typically made from plastic, cotton, and other absorbent materials, they can take around 500 to 800 years to decompose. We need to ban the aforementioned products if we are serious, and women should use biodegradable products to help this cause. Okay. This person says, thank you for listing the SDG goals and confirming that we fail at 90% of them. I don't know if we confirmed that, but we got work to do. We didn't say that, but we have a lot of work to do. Okay, let's take these calls quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning to you, Dwight and Deandra.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Dwight. Before the break, you mentioned something about ban on styrofoam. There was never a total ban on styrofoam as such, because through the pandemic and even now, the food stores always still put their meat on those styrofoam flat meat trays or styrofoam trays.
Okay, so there was a ban, but just saying that it...
That the common people
you mean... Oh, okay,
so
see
that was
what you're
not
saying.
a complete ban on styrofoam. Only
Yeah,
the
but that's not
containers.
what we mean, though. The containers are back, though, and the cups are back. So I don't know what's happening there. Why would that be the case?
That's right. Even the containers were never banned, because then I would have gone to some of those government offices. Listen, there was a stack of containers.
Okay, so you what you're saying? See, it was banned, but they were still available. So that's two different things.
Yes, only banned for certain people.
Oh boy.
Certain persons.
Well, that's not good.
That's all.
Yeah, that's very
Right.
sad. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
And it's very disturbing. And then people were I think someone was suggesting that the plastic bags that we're seeing are biodegradable. That's not how this worked. There was a complete ban on those single-use plastic bags, and they're all over the place again. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing today?
Doing well.
Hope you had a good weekend, you and your family and your host. You know, Dwight, quick story. I remember back in the 70s when I worked for the Ministry of Works and we built the Arawaki pumping station. On the western end of Arawaki in the evenings, families used to come out there, park their cars, sat out there, did a little fishing and things for recreation. Have you seen, I know everybody has seen the western end of Arawaki lately. Have you seen all those derelict boats that are just piling up on Arawaki? That unsightly, rusty-looking shoreline of the western end of Arawaki. You tell me people riding up and down Bay Street don't see that disgusting look? You don't think they should take those old boats, drop them over in the doggone ocean, and start a fish bed? Fish swim around, things like that, you know. And that looks so unsightly. You could tell me both governments can't see those boats piling up on the western end of Arawaki. It really looks disgusting to me. Just thought I'd mention that, Dwight. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Wow. Thanks a lot. Oh, boy. Yeah. Lots of work to do. Hey, we're going to leave that there. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. And I mean, maybe it's not important. I mean, I feel like it's important that we all seen to be that when people meet Bahamians, they say, "Oh, wow, everybody there seems to be really environmentally conscious. Like they are really, you know."
It has to be an ongoing sensitization campaign of sorts, right? It has to be for all ages, no matter your stage, your affiliation, your location, or your level of learning. It needs to be accessible and palatable in a way that people want to learn more and to do more. But how to do that, I'm trying to figure out if there's another. I'm trying to I think I have to think about this for a very long time. If there's another campaign in existence in our country that has attempted to do something like this, how have we been able to achieve such a change in mindset across generations on a particular idea?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's going to be a lot of work, and people. That's going to be the excuse that things are too expensive. I'm too busy. I don't have time for this, and who cares about climate change?
Well, then again, it goes back to legislation, practice, and policies and whatnot. If it becomes law, And that there are ramifications if you don't follow it, then that's the first step right there. So something like the plastic bag thing, styrofoam, the single-use items. There's also, I think, wasn't there talk ago about decreasing the amount of gasoline-powered vehicles at one point? I don't know how far that conversation got, but we've had an increase in electric vehicles.
Not here in the Bahamas, no talk here, but they did reduce the duty, but that's as far as we've gone.
I could have sworn a couple of years ago there was like some sort of
Many other
conversation
countries
to say by, I'll look this up
Other
again.
countries and other states have been saying by 2030, 35, 40, they would ban gasoline-powered vehicles,
Right.
but not us. We've never said that.
Mm.
Never. We'd be the last. That's how we are. We'd be
man.
the very last in the world. The very, very last. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, they ban the plastic bags, right? And with the size of it, some of these places, these shops, some people still using a plastic bag. Why the government don't bring back the brown bag? It looks so bad. You go to some of these foods, so you have to go through and walk with the bread in the hand, the egg and thing in the hand, and put the food in a box thing. Bring back the paper bag.
I mean, that no one's stopping anybody from doing that. But people were encouraged to use reusable bags. And people
It looks so bad.
Well, looks bad. I mean, okay, but the folks keep forgetting their bags, unfortunately. But that's how it is. But nobody stopped the stores from using paper bags if they wish.
Some places don't give it. They give you a box. You go to the shop, they put your stuff in a box.
As if they even got the box.
Well, most of those places you can buy a bag, but people don't want to buy the bag. They have a reusable bag. But that's a consumer issue, right? There are a few stores here that don't give you a bag at all, which is disgraceful.
That's what exactly what I'm saying. Look, especially when kids will be walking over the bread in their hand, the egg in their hand, it looks terrible.
No. But again, those places, that's the consumer's issue, because there is a bag there that you can purchase, but they don't want to. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. And take another call. Good morning, you're on the air. Hi, good morning, you're on the air. Hi, caller, we can hear you. Are you there? No. Okay, all right. And our final few, yes, yeah, okay. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Dwight, how you doing?
Doing well. You're live on the air.
Pardon me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. This is Mr. Curlin. I heard some grumbling about the western end of Iraqi.
Yes, a caller just said something. Mm-hmm.
All right, you talking to the source right now. James Edgar Curlin from Tycoon Management.
Mm-hmm.
You're the source of the problem?
The source of, it's not a problem.
Okay, make your case.
I'd like to clarify it if you give me a chance to.
Sure.
We are moving debris from some of the islands in the Bahamas, and we are placing it on Iraqi temporary on the western end, and we are hiring as many trucks as available here in Nassau, making sure that they all have jobs, and they are moving the debris from the western end of Iraqi as we speak. It's only a temporary situation, and the debris is not staying at the western end of Iraqi.
Where's it going?
It's going to the Lansing Ecology Park.
Okay. All right.
And any queries or questions that you may have, or concerns that anybody else may have, and especially if they are in the trucking business, they can easily come by and get a job and take money home to their family. The western end of Iraqi is not a dumping ground.
All right, let me ask you this. I mean, people say that the cruise ships come in and they see all of that and it's unsightly. How do you respond to that?
Cruise ship does not come in and see all of that. That is pure nonsense. That is on the western end, and we're moving it as we bring there. It's just that we're moving so much. And there's only a limited amount of trucks in Nassau. And these guys come out every day and move trash and make a decent living from it.
Okay. And you're saying truckers can come and offer their services and they'll be paid for it?
Of course. Do it every day.
How can people reach you? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
376 0051 or 376-8429.
Okay. All right. Mr. Curling, thank you so much for calling in. Really appreciate it.
And let me make it clear. We are not using the western end of Iraqi as no dumping ground. And those who are spreading that rumor should really stop saying that until they get the facts.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate you calling in and clearing that.
Okay.
Appreciate
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Thank you very much for
All right. Take care.
entertaining me.
All right. Hey, well, there you go.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
I tell you. As we go to the break, this person says here, the bags that people talk about and refer to as plastic, they are in fact biodegradable. These bags actually break down when discarded. When, though? How soon? Anyway, I hear you. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more Morning Blend in just a bit. Stay with us.
Let's face it, life is hard, but your healthcare doesn't have to be. Give yourself peace of mind with LAMP plans at Doctors Hospital. Sign up today and enjoy the low-cost advantage. Get up to $5,000 in credit limit for non-covered services and 2 free nutritional consultations. Choose your plan today by visiting doctorshosp.com/LAMP. We make healthcare easy.
Craving something delicious and freshly made? Dunkin' has got you covered all day your way. From savory sausage, egg and cheese to crispy bacon, ham, and even tuna. Our sandwiches are made to order just for you. Choose your favorite. Bagels, croissant, toast, or muffin. Whatever you want, we've got it. Whether it's a classic grilled cheese or a hearty club, your perfect sandwich is just a bite away. Dunkin's fresh, made-to-order sandwiches made all day, every day. Only at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
When you jump in your Japanese import and you turn the radio on, all you hear is... For the month of September, the Hit Spot will install a band extender in your Japanese import for the discounted rate of only $79.99, VAT included. Get your band expander installed today at the Hit Spot and listen to
Star 106.5.
Plus, get fresh news and smart talk on
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Nassau. Get ready for a night you simply won't want to miss. For the first time in over 40 years, experience an evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport on Saturday, October 5th. Tickets are on sale now. Go to ticketboxevents.com or go to the Nassau Cruiseport box office, located in the Junkanoo Museum. Joining Eddie on stage, Franchon, Gino D, Ira Storr, and the Higher Level Band. An evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport, Saturday, October 5th. Get your tickets now.
Do you know a fisher who braves the seas every day, bringing home a catch that feeds our communities? Nominate them now for the Anchor Awards, a night dedicated to celebrating the unsung heroes of our waters. On November 16th at the Bahama Resort, we're shining a spotlight on those who make waves, both big and small. Visit the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Facebook page and click on the link provided to submit your nomination. Let's give our fishers the recognition they deserve. Anchor Awards 2024.
Fall is falling into place and everything you need is on sale now at BWF. Slash prices as the leaves fall. Frightfully low prices as you get ready for the season. Enjoy ridiculously low prices and save big this fall with BWF Mega Blowout Sale and 10 Sale. Up to 50% off Friday, September 27 and 10 Sale Saturday, September 28, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Huge savings include appliances, ductless AC units, generators, compressors, water pumps, automotive supplies and accessories, lawn and garden supplies, power tools, kitchen and outdoor supplies, barbecue grills, bakeware, household supplies, floral decor, Junkanoo and craft supplies, and so much more. BWF, we are more than just our name. Number 13 Wilton Street, telephone 394-0004 or 6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
It is time for another check of your weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Here's what's happening. We've got a weak pressure pattern that continues to support light to moderate winds across the country as a surface high-pressure system near the southeastern United States extends a ridge of high pressure towards the islands. That high-pressure system is bringing fair conditions, light winds today, and the high will intensify the winds, though, as the week moves along, and that's going to contribute to breezy and windy conditions by the end of the week. However, a broad area of low pressure is developing over the northwestern Caribbean Sea, and that's going to increase moisture across the region, and that's going to bring an increase in the shower and thunderstorm activity, especially over the northwest and northern Bahamas. So that system is expected to bring heavy rainfall to that part of the country by the end of the week, as much as 2 to 4 inches by Friday to Saturday. For today, though, we are looking at partly sunny conditions, hot and humid, with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the northwest and northern Bahamas. For the central and southeast Bahamas today, partly cloudy, hot, and humid, with isolated showers and thunderstorms. High temperatures getting up to around 89, 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 100 Fahrenheit, 38 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Tuesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, isolated showers and thunderstorms. That's going to hold for Wednesday as well. But expect increasing cloudiness by later in the day, widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. And the thunderstorm and shower chances increase by Thursday, especially for the northern and northwest Bahamas. By Friday, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy, isolated to widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northern and northwest Bahamas. Partly sunny, hot, and humid, with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the central and southeast Bahamas. In the tropics, we're watching a low-pressure system in the northwestern Caribbean Sea that's showing signs of organization and a high 70% chance of becoming a tropical depression within the next 48 hours. Very high chance within the next 7 days. And so the Gulf Coast, paying close attention to this. It could bring heavy rain to Central America and impact the northern Gulf Coast, and maybe, as we said, even bring showers to the Bahamas, but not going to be a direct impact for us, but just the increase in shower activity towards the end of the week. Then there's in the eastern tropical Atlantic, a tropical wave between Africa and the Cabo Verde Islands. That has about a 10% chance of development within the next 48 hours. A high chance, though, within the next 7 days, about 70% chance as it moves westward across the Atlantic. It's too early to determine any potential impacts of that system, but we'll keep an eye on that one. That is your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. $8.50, got another check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. Heavy traffic on Carmichael, still just east of Fire Trail on the way to Blue Hill Road. Blue Hill Road is going to be busy for you near St. Vincent, near Blue Hill, and north of Soldier on the way to Independence Drive. Traffic in both directions still on Independence Drive, west and eastbound at this hour. Back to Carmichael, we're seeing heavy traffic near the Milo Butler Junction and Faith Avenue, that area looking congested for you. And Milo Butler Highway is heavy north of Fire Trail on the way to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Six-legged roundabout also seeing issues both in multiple directions, northbound and eastbound on JFK. Up north on West Bay Street, heavy traffic still near Saunders Beach if you're heading eastbound near the roundabout New Providence Highway. And downtown looking busy for you on West Bay Street near Nassau Street. Heavy eastbound traffic for you this morning. Wolf Road into Poinciana Drive. Slow moving westbound traffic at spots. Those are your hot spots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Take it out. Oh, yeah. Let's do it, y'all. Tonight the mood is right. Y'all them look so nice. Keep on playing this sweet old music. Say the people can't refuse it. Outside in the open air, holding my baby oh so near. With one hand in her hand and one arm around the waist, we have an old party in the backyard. Oh yeah, party all night long.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright and St. Agnes is planning a big party. Big party. Their street festival and Grand Raffle this Saturday. Here to tell us all about this, we're very pleased to welcome Charles Wells and Kendra Samuels. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Deandra's going to try to contain herself.
It's very difficult to do so, Dwight.
This is your church.
I'm a proud Anglican woman, and I go to the St. Agnes.
Oh, my. So are you a guest for this segment as well?
Well, I could be a guest for this, but we're all taking turns on our PR rotations on this right here. So today we're going to let Charles and Kendra go along, and if I need to tag in,
definitely.
But of course,
please plug in when you need to.
Oh, trust me, we got this.
All right. So Charles, you've been designated as the leader today. So how often? When was the last time you had something like this? Because I can't remember that.
Well, really and truly. The last time we would have had a festival was before the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
All right. So we are actually going into our 180th dedication anniversary next year.
Wow.
And so we want to kick off the celebrations with this street festival. This is something different. It's going to be a very, very special event. I want people to know that when they come to this festival on Saturday, this is going to be one of the biggest church festivals in this country this Saturday. The entertainment is going to be, like the people say, off the chains.
Wow.
Okay?
That's a big talk.
Yes.
Can you back this up? How big is it going to be?
Now, when I say big, this is going to rival Rawson Square.
You mean like what? Junkanoo you talking about? That's
Rawson Square.
Rawson Square.
Oh.
3 Junkanoo groups.
Oh.
We're talking Class A.
3, 2 of them being the Valley Boys?
No.
Just have to-
We have the Valley Boys there. We're not sure exactly which one, but one is going to be there.
Correct.
Okay.
We're going to have majority of the A groups are going to be there.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I mean, they're going to be at one time, or are you going to be spreading them out?
They're going to
throughout
be
the day?
staggered. They're going to be staggered throughout
Excellent.
the festival. They're going to be staggered throughout the festival. The festival is going to have a lot of entertainment for everybody. And so we're going to have something for everyone to enjoy. We're going to have the wine tasting. We're also going to have...
Wine tasting?
Yes. We're going to have wine tasting. For the fellas, we're going to have whiskey tasting as well.
Oh, wow.
For the artistes, we're going to have the sip and paint. Okay. And for the food, we have a number of vendors. And so we're going to have dinners. We're going to have barbecue ribs. We're going to have snappers. The ACM, we are also going to have a special stakeout. Okay. A surf and turf. Okay. And when we say surf and turf, we're talking about steak and lobster. And for those individuals, yes. And for those individuals who cannot eat shellfish, we're also going to have salmon available as well.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so we don't want to leave out the kiddies. Okay, so we're going to have a specialized youth zone, okay, where the kids can be dropped off. It's going to be supervised. And so they're going to have their face paintings. We're going to have popcorn, hot dogs, hoopla. All type of games are going to be available for the children to enjoy. And so we have something for everyone to enjoy at this festival this Saturday.
Right.
Okay?
All right. So, I mean, you're taking over the street, right?
Correct.
So explain that to us, how the setup is going to work.
And so, in Grand St. Agnes style, we have to take over the street. And so we will be on Cockburn and Lewis Street. And so we're going to have the street block off, and we're going to also have a portion of the Southern Recreational Grounds as well.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we're going to have a lot of space for everybody to move about throughout the stalls, being able to take in the live entertainment as well. We have confirmed the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band is going to be there. Wow. And we're going to have some other special guest entertainment as well. I'm going to let Lady Kendra speak on that. And so she will let you know what all we're going to have entailed, all right?
Okay, I'm writing down. I have a lot of questions because this is but I'll come back to them. But Kendra, you tell us more about the entertainment.
So, Dwight, we'll just like to tell the Bahamas that our entertainment is starting at 2 p.m. And we're starting off with the Defense Force Drill Squad and the Marching Band. And then we're moving on to our opening ceremony, where we're going to have the Police Force Marching Band.
Oh, you got everybody.
I tell you, Dwight, we're telling you we are...
The biggest.
Entertainment is par excellence. So we also have melody sounds coming. Then, like we said, we have an A group. We're not going to name that particular A group that's performing around 6:45. Then we have Stilt Walkers performing throughout the day. We have Veronica Bishop that's going to be there in person, Lady E. We have Sweet Emily. Funky D is going to make a guest appearance, as well as we have Goombay dancers. And most of the artists are going to be accompanied by the Defense Force Pop Band that will be there throughout the day. So we want to invite everybody to come on down to the street festival. Like Charles said, we're blocking off Cockburn Street. We have entrances on Market Street as well as Blue Hill Road. So you can enter from any one of those spots.
So you all are trying to make up for the years you missed then. That's what's going on.
Of course, because we're St. Agnes.
Okay.
Cathedral over the hill. We do things in grand style.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow.
We also want to just plug in there, and I'm putting on my St. Agnes hat right here.
Okay.
Security is going to be in place. Also parking.
I was going to ask about parking. Where are you supposed to park?
Do you know where the Old City Meat Market used to be? So that's going to be parking. We're also securing parking at the right at the foot of where the rectory used to be. So literally right above where the city market used to be, all of that.
Okay.
We're securing parking in the area for you. So you'll be directed to where you can park your vehicles.
And it will be security will be in place.
Strictly enforced.
Strictly
All right.
enforced. Security
Excellent.
will be down
And
from
proper lighting
Friday.
as well in the parking lot.
All right. So, curious, what time will the wine and the whiskey tasting be?
Everything is going to be starting at around midday, around 12 o'clock. And so we actually going to have several sessions of the sip and paint and the whiskey and the wine tasting. So please come early so you can get your spot, get a sip and paint experience out of this world. Okay?
Okay. All right.
If I could, Dwight, right there for the wine tasting. So the first session is at 2 to 3. The second session is going to be from 5 to 6. If you want to do whiskey tasting, that'll be at 7 o'clock in the evening time. And that paint and sip is going to be session 1 is starting at 12:30. And then session 2 is going to be at 3:30.
So organized. Wow. Okay.
Listen, this is St. Agnes. I think, again, we have a level of
showing
excellence.
off now. Showing off.
No. It's not showing off, and this is our reality. This is who we are. We just want to share this with others. And I think another point what we want to add to all of these festivities, in addition to our church being in a historic edifice that's been around for almost 200 years, we do a lot of work in the community. Every Tuesday, we serve over 500 meals to those around us who need it. And so we help our community, so we want you all to help us to help our community. This is a fundraising effort. St. Agnes does a lot, not only in our immediate community, but throughout the country with other churches as well.
Tell us more about that, the fundraising.
The fundraising. Okay, well, I mean, clearly we're talking about the fair, but there's also the raffle component to it as well, right? Which the first place prize is $10,000 cash.
Say that again now.
$10,000 cash is
what
the
do you
first.
mean? What?
10,000. You want me? Let's count.
I mean,
1,
seriously?
2.
The first.
Yes, the grand prize is $10,000.
$10,000.
Yes. But guess what? There are so many other prizes with this right here. So the second place, again, St. Agnes, we don't really know what it is to do things on a smaller scale, and we haven't done it in a while. So the second place is going to be a cruise for 2. Third prize is $2,000 for Ashley Furniture Store. You have Bahamas Air tickets. You have a trip to Cat Island for 2, a 3-night stay at Bahamar, washer and dryer, $1,200 cash, an iPhone 15, $1,000 cash, 1 year of an Alive subscription, a 24,000 BTU AC unit, $700 cash, a 65-inch smart TV, $500 cash. Then you have a $500 gas voucher, $500 Solomon's gift certificate, a $500 Kelly's gift certificate, a $500 CBS Bahamas gift certificate, and then an HP laptop. Tickets are only $5 each. A book is about $50.
Correct.
And you can get those from our church office. You can also pop right down to the Mall at Marathon, where our folks are on duty.
And we also had Lowe's as well.
At Lowe's, you really, there's no excuse. Please help us.
This is some amazing stuff. Wow. Okay. And then you're drawing that same day?
We're drawing the raffle that night around 9:30. We'll be drawing the raffle.
Okay. This is very exciting stuff. Here's this person here who I don't know. Anyway, this is a church talking about wine and whiskey. What do you have to say to somebody like that?
Well, to have a festival, everybody has different acquired tastes, and they also have different likings. And so we want to have something for everybody. I mean, it's not going to be, like I say, everything is going to be in moderation.
Moderation, absolutely.
Okay, and so, it's not going to be overblown and stuff like that. So, I want people to understand that when they come to the festival, it's going to be a safe space, a safe environment. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to fellowship and enjoy themselves. And guess what? They're going to leave happy. And I guarantee, based on the success of this festival, I know that 9 out of 10 times, we're going to probably end up having to do this maybe year after year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is this going to be an annual thing? Can you keep this up? Can you, with all these wonderful prizes and surprises?
Well, the only thing what stopped us was the pandemic, because our last fair was in 2019 on Southern Recreation Grounds, and it was a great success. So once we don't have anything else happening like a pandemic, we'll be fine.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so remind folks about the time and what's going to be happening and where and when.
Okay, so the festival is going to start at 12, and like Deandra said, we're going to have events and tastings all between maybe 12:30 up to 7 p.m. We're also going to have the music performance throughout there as well, as long as the stilt walker. And so we're going to have a lot of events for people to enjoy, to come out, for families. And guess what? It is a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And the proceeds are going towards restoring our old schoolroom that we can use for the elderly, for the preschool, and for the community at large. And so really and truly, the festival sole purpose is that the funds that we receive from this is going to help us to continue to serve the community for another 200 to 1,000 years, long after we are gone.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have a booth? Do you have a stall this year?
I'm going to be hands-on wherever I need to be.
Okay. Right.
Right there. We just also want to add that there is going to be an entrance fee to the fair. A lot of fairs have started doing this practice as well. But again, this is a fundraiser. And so I think it's $2 for adults and $1 for children, I think it is, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty reasonable there. All right. This is going to be very exciting.
Listen, we want you to come from we start until we finish because again, we have entertainment from the middle of the day.
You are going to until.
Yeah.
Until.
So you might as well just stay till church in the morning then.
Well, some people will.
Our first service starts at 7 a.m.
Exactly. They will have to.
There you go. All right, this is going to be great. Thank you for being here and telling us all about this. Charles Wells, Kendra Samuels. I feel like I have to thank Deandra Cartwright, too.
You're very much welcome, Dwight.
Thank you for having us.
Again, it's St. Agnes Anglican Church Street Festival and Grand Raffle, Saturday, September 28th. That's Saturday coming from noon to until.
Until.
Great stuff. All right. We're going to take a break for news and be back with more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Party, party. Oh, yes. Now, this girl named Nikki says she's dancing here with me. Been after her so long, gonna keep her close to me. Because this dance floor
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Is cooperation, mutual respect, and justice, and creates a safe environment in which everyone can flourish. Well, guess what? You have from now until September 30th to visit our website, characterdaybahamas.org, and nominate that special person for a chance to be honored as a hidden hero.
My heart and in my soul,
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright, and it's Live Digital Week. All week long, you'll be hearing a lot about this, and we're going to have quite a few guests during the week to explain this, and as it's focused on discovering the benefits of digital banking. And here this morning, we're very pleased to welcome from Sand Dollar, the Sand Dollar Adoption Unit, Assistant Manager Carlisa Bell. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
All right. So before we get into what Sand Dollar is going to be doing, let's explain what Live Digital Week is and what's going to be happening during this time.
So the Live Digital campaign is the partnership of the Central Bank, Clearing Banks Association, credit unions, and our digital wallet providers. They all came together to promote living digitally. So what's happening this week is all of the stakeholders will be doing either in-branch services, promotions that specifically highlights digital products, as well as on Thursday, there's going to be a Tech and Innovation Expo held at the British Colonial Hilton. That's going to be starting at 5 p.m. So you're going to have a room full of stakeholders promoting their products and services, also for us, offering certain incentives to those in the room. So that's definitely something we want to encourage merchants to show up to. But yes, that's what's happening all week. So you're going to be hearing from the different stakeholders all week. Every day you're going to see the posters, the flyers, the social media ads, everything's going out because we really want to encourage our people to understand that there's a shift that's happening. And while the goal is not to get rid of cash, at the end of the day, we want to encourage persons to understand the convenience of using digital services.
Right. All right, so it seems like a lot of people still don't get it. Every week on the show, people are calling in to bemoan the fact that so many people, so many enterprises have gone cashless. Explain it to us, for those who don't get it, why there is this push to reduce cash, for lack of better terms there. But let's talk about that.
So one of the first things is the convenience. So, for example, with Sand Dollar, our whole goal at the central bank is to help people understand that Sand Dollar is basically just a digital version of our Bahamian money. So when we go to the Family Islands, you know, a lot of merchants either do not accept card payments, or there's a lack of ATMs, or persons have to travel such a far distance to exchange, not just pay for things, but also to send money to family and friends. Right. And so the convenience of having a digital product that works instantly, especially when you're using Sand Dollar. You could be in Anagua and I could transfer you Sand Dollars right now to your digital wallet, and you're able to use that money the moment you get it. Like within seconds, you'll see a notification come on your screen. You've received $20. You're able to go to the store and make a purchase. We want people to understand there's the element of safety, security, convenience. All of those things are wrapped in digital products. And I know some people say, well, you know, there are certain challenges with understanding the technology. They're making it more simple now. Even with getting loans, you can get loans by phone from the banks. You can go online and a quick 5-minute setup and you're done. I just used one of my apps the other day. They offer you a loan. You're pre-qualified for certain amounts. So it's just a few clicks of a button and you're able to go. So persons need to understand that, like I said, cash will always be there, but embracing these digital options makes your life more convenient and simple.
All right, so I know that this might be something not for you that you can answer, but you said it, cash will always be there, but there are a lot of places that don't accept cash at all, which is frustrating. What is that the way we should be going? Shouldn't there always be options? What do you say to folks who are limiting your choices?
I would say that at the end of the day, it is up to the merchant. For them, what works. For some merchants, they feel like, you know, for their business operations, cards may be more convenient. And cash, because again, there's elements of cash that people don't factor in, which is the cost of it, the cost of managing it, the security of it, the transporting of it. All of those things sometimes weigh down on the expenses of a merchant. And so I think from a consumer end, while for them, they may say, oh, it's inconvenient because I just need the cash. But you have to look at it from the merchant side. For them, it just may work for their business. So I can't say they shouldn't. At the end of the day, they have the option. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you see it on the flip side as well. Some stores that only accept cash. I rarely travel with cash. Right. And so when I walk into a store and they only accept cash, it's a little frustrating for me because I'm like, so where's the card option? Where's the Sand Dollar option? Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I can look at it both ways. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to the merchant, but they also should listen to their clientele. Yeah. If their clients are asking for different options, well, that's something for them to consider. Yeah. Both of them are frustrating. Cash only or card only. Yeah. Both
depending on the day, will give me a headache. All right, so let's talk about sand dollar. Caller, we'll get to you in a second. Let's talk about sand dollar, how things are going. It's been a few years now. In terms of adoption, where are we in terms of the population and in terms of businesses?
So far, we have actually had, to date, over 120,000 consumer wallets, and we have close to 2,000 merchants. So we have a range of merchants, right? We have some merchants who are accepting it on the forefront when you come to their store. That includes mom and pop shops. We have pop-up stores. We have major stakeholders that are also accepting it. Obviously, most persons, when you go to the grocery store, you see the stickers, you see the signs, whether that's Super Value or Extra Value or wherever you go, you're seeing it now. And so when persons hear the name Sand Dollar, they're more aware, which is important, even down to the Family Islands. As far-flung as Cricket Island is, most of the merchants on the island are using Sand Dollar. Wow. Persons are adopting it because we're concentrating on the cash districts. We're concentrating on places like Andros, North and Central Andros, where, there is a lack of ATMs. But again, through one of our digital providers who's already put some ATMs on the island in North and Central, and they've put also certain kiosks further south and across the Family Islands. That's also been helpful. Right. And so persons are becoming more aware. Merchants are using it. So we've been promoting the option of Sand Dollar, what we call Sand Dollar for Business. What that is beyond just accepting it at your point of sale, you can also pay your staff in Sand Dollar. Because again, every Sand Dollar wallet, you have a top-up address, which is similar to like a bank account number. So you can actually, from your bank account, send to my Sand Dollar wallet. You don't have to have Sand Dollar to send me Sand Dollar because you can send it directly from your bank account now, which is another convenience we're telling people. So if you show up to a job, you don't have a bank account, you can still get paid digitally through Sand Dollar because the merchant can send you from their bank account. So it's the same process. They're not going through anything extra. It's the same process. They'll just put in Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, Sand Dollar as the branch or the branch code of 12,000. They'll put in your top-up address as the account number, and they'll transfer you your salary. So that's been a big hit. We're finding more and more merchants are using it, no matter the industry, from grocery to construction to hotels even. Because we've promoted, I think on your show before, Kamala B. Key, and how they were paying their staff. Now we have places like Myers Group and stuff like that, who I think some of their employees have accepted Sand Dollar as a form of payment. Oh, wow. And so it's really going really, really well.
Well, all right. So if you wanted to get cash, you don't have a bank account, cash from your Sand Dollar wallet, how would you do that?
So if you wanted to withdraw your Sand Dollar, you can do so by going over the counter at one of your digital wallet providers, and they're able to perform that transaction for you there. And also we have digital wallet providers who have kiosks or ATMs, like I mentioned, around the island, whether you're in New Providence or on several of the Family Islands as well. So you're able to withdraw like that as well.
All right, so I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason, in the last year, I've used my Sand Dollar wallet a whole lot less than I had before.
Really?
Have you heard people say that before? I don't know what that's about. I know I was forced to because of a number of events that were only taking Sand Dollar. But outside of that, I don't know. Do you find that happening? Or what are you seeing in terms of transaction activity?
So I think transaction activity has been pretty steady in terms of person to person, and now it's building with merchant transactions as well. I think for us, we've done quite a bit of work of getting people to understand that Sand Dollar is our Bahamian currency. So it's not tied to just events. We've also been promoting Sand Dollar for day-to-day spending. That means when you go to your barber, ask him to accept Sand Dollar. Right. When you go to your nail tech, ask her or him to again, accept Sand Dollar. We want to encourage people to understand that Sand Dollar is for everyday use. Yeah. So that's part of it. I think the notion initially was, well, there's no events happening, so I can't use it. No, yes, you can. Right. Yes, you can. If you need to send money to tip somebody, even sometimes tipping the the packing persons at the grocery store, if they have a Sand Dollar wallet, you can tip them in Sand Dollar as well. So we want people to understand Sand Dollar is for everyday use. So if you find that you're not using it as frequently, or you just are unaware, at the end of the day, whether you're sending money to your best friend or your Grammy or to the family member on the family island, you can use Sand Dollar every single day for just about anything.
In the middle of the night, if you have to get a tow truck, right?
Listen, honestly,
and going to the bank.
That's the convenience, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. No matter the time of day, if you are transferring to someone's Sand Dollar wallet, they're getting that money literally within seconds.
Yeah.
The last event we were at was the Nassau conference, and right before that was at NAD for the Health and Safety Expo earlier this month. And the amount of persons that came to our booth either wanting more information or just interacting, and we gave some incentives out. And within seconds, person was like, oh yeah, I got my money. Literally within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It hits your wallet and you're able to go and use that instantly. So I think people understanding more and more the convenience it offers, the safety it offers, all of those elements, they will be encouraged to use it more.
Yeah. I know there's always concerns that older folks might not know how this all works. Are you finding that to be an issue that they're getting? Because I mean, we remember some of the festival events where people were having some issues dealing with that as well. So it's not an age thing. But are you finding that older users are having challenges?
I'm finding that, again, through education, we're able to walk persons through and they're able to understand how very simple it is. So one of the major things, because, we would have recently upgraded our app to Wallet 2.0. And so that process now is very simple because you just basically walk through. Once you download the app, you're able to go step by step, putting in your personal information, answering some security questions just in case you get locked out of your account, and you put in your 6-digit PIN, and that is very, very simple. And so we basically made it whereby okay, click this button, that's how you send the money. Click this button, that's how you are able to tell people what your custom name is or your wallet address is, so that they can send you money. We make it quite simple for persons, and again, educating people. That's what we've been trying to do, and we will continue to do, which is push the education of what Sand Dollar is and how to use it. So you're going to be seeing that more and more on our social media. You're going to be hearing about it more on the radio, because at the end of the day, we understand that public education is a key element in ensuring that persons understand the product, but they're also able to use it effectively.
Okay, so while we do this, I'm going to check my wallet, which I haven't checked in a long time. I don't know what's going on with me. But anyway, Carlisa Bell. Okay, we're talking with Carlisa Bell with the Sand Dollar Adoption Unit. We've got quite a few text messages coming in. You can send your text messages and call us too. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This texter says here, I switched phones and lost all of my SunCash money. I've emailed and called, and no one has been able to give me my account back. Is that a specific issue, or is that related to Sand Dollar, or?
Yes, so SunCash is one of our digital wallet providers. If you're having issues, I would encourage you to give us a call, 302-9880, or send us an email at sdau@centralbankbahamas.com, and just give us a description of what's going on, and we can assist as best as we could. Because at the end of the day, once you have a Sand Dollar wallet, you have a Sand Dollar wallet.
Yeah,
it's tied. So
it doesn't go anywhere.
There should be recovery. Your money is not lost into thin air, because again, it is our Bahamian currency. So if there's a challenge with accessing your wallet, we can work to get that recovered.
Well, all right, let's see if we can take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
I have a few concerns concerning the Sand Dollar. One of them is that if it's money, then can you have a savings account with it, like you can do with money, and get a better percentage than the banks would ever offer? And it seems to me that in a population where the vast majority of people, young people, are illiterate and there's an aging population.
Well, I don't know about that part.
I don't see how you're going to shift without a major overhaul I just don't get this picture. Using online banking myself, people get onto your account and they deplete your money without you not even being aware. So if you're not going on all the time, checking all your account, it is a check and balance activity that goes on at such a rate that I'm not sure most people can handle it. They can take their money, they can hide it under their mattress, they can put it in their belt, they know where it is, they're controlling it.
Oh, ma'am.
Now, if you were offering this for tourists to come to the Bahamas and then they can buy sand dollars and have, without having to deal with ATMs and the cost of changing this and that.
But they have cards, though, and we accept. Okay, you're spreading a lot of misinformation. I'm sorry, and they have credit cards. That's the issue. They have These are for people who are unbanked and having issues. Plus, I don't know why you brought up the savings thing, because which bank gives you interest on savings now?
But
anyway.
again, sand dollar is the currency, just as the paper money that's in your wallet. You just have the digital version of that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, at the end of the day, persons need to understand that it's not deposit taking.
Right.
So once you put the sand dollars in your digital wallet, it's in your digital wallet. So if you put $5 there, you will not get $5.20 unless your digital wallet provider is giving you an incentive. Because I know some of the digital wallet providers, for every purchase, they gave you a little cash back. So if you pay $20, you may have gotten a few extra cents, like 50 cents or something added to your wallet. Mm-hmm. That's something the providers are doing. But in terms of it being a savings account, we want people to understand that the wallet is what it is. It's a place of holding your cash. The difference is, if you drop your physical wallet, which had $120 in it, and you turn around and it's gone, it's gone. But if you drop your phone that has your digital wallet that had $120 in it, even if you lost your phone, you're able to go back to your provider and say, hey, listen, I lost my phone, put a hold on my account. Mm-hmm. I will hold my number and I'm going to get the recovery. You're able to do that. So that's why I talked about the security, because at the end of the day, nobody can access. She talked briefly about somebody accessing your online. Again, that's even challenging, because if you're not giving away your password, nobody can get into your account, right? So that's something else.
My sand dolls, just checked on it. Everything's there. Had this been a bank, that would have been depleted with the fees and stuff. So, hey, think about that. Yeah. Okay, you mentioned it, Wallet 2.0. Explain to folks what happened there and the benefits of this upgrade.
So we made several upgrades, one of them being the self-onboarding and self-recovery. So beforehand, you would have needed to put in an authentication code, or you would have had to have a particular card. But now you're able to go on, click Get Started, I'm a new user, and you're able to put in your information. I want people to understand this only applies to the central bank's sand dollar wallet, not any of our other providers. Mm-hmm. They have their platforms for that. Now, if you said, oh, well, I had a sand dollar wallet I used a couple of years ago, chances are you would have noticed that it changed. And it now says SD migration tool. You didn't lose your money. Nothing happened to your stuff. Mm-hmm. You just need to download the sand dollar wallet. The logo, the icon is a black icon with our gold logo on it. Once you download that, it's going to ask you for a migration code as you go through the process. Because once you click Get Started and you click I have an account, then it's going to ask you for a migration code. That's where you go back to your SD migration tool. There's a feature right at the bottom that says migration. It populates this code and you're able to put it in. So basically you're crossing over. Mm-hmm. So we've made the upgrade. So once you cross over, all of your information pulls over. You don't lose a dime or a penny. And speaking of pennies, we don't have pennies anymore, but you would if you had sand dollar, because down to the penny accounts, right? Mm-hmm. But yes, so we have that. You can hide your balance. So even if somebody's over your shoulder and you have to open your app, nobody knows how much money you have in your wallet unless you put in your code to unlock what your balance is. Mm-hmm. You also have better tracking, because now you're able to see your transactions by the day, by the week, by the month. You're able to also, that helps too with budgeting, because in terms of financial literacy, that's another element. I think people, when you begin to see a record of how your spending is that helps you better manage your finances as well. There are also features now where you can highlight favorites. You can actually create favorites for the persons you usually spend money with. So for me, one of my favorites is our calf. So every day we're buying lunch. And so that obviously became a favorite because I'm going there every day. So you're able to do that as well. You're able to send memos. Type in memos of what this transaction is for.
So people you send money to know that it was you and that what it was
right, and you're able to do
for.
it. So now you go back to the transaction because you may say, what I send Dwight that $5 for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you click on the transaction. Oh yeah, I he paid for my coffee, so I'll pay him back. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that you're able to do. And another big feature is, again, with the notifications. So whether you are in the app or the app is closed, when you receive money, when you send money, you're getting a notification. So it helps you to understand that, oh, I just got this money, now I can go to my app. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the features, and there are several more of them, but those are the major features that the upgrade brought. And so we're encouraging persons to also migrate. If you already have the central bank app, then you can migrate. Like we tell people as well, if you have an app from a digital wallet provider, you do not need multiple apps. You can work with one of them.
Okay, so that was going to be one of the questions. So do you need the digital wallet providers anymore? Or
yes. So they are essential. That's something I need people to understand.
Right.
When you download the central bank's app, if you already had it, you still need a digital wallet provider.
Why is that?
That's because central bank is the regulator. We regulate and we issue the currency, which is sand dollar. We also happen to have an app for persons who, maybe just wanted the very bare minimum of things, or, just want to try it out, get started. That's an option that they have, but we still encourage them to understand of all of our providers, you still need to choose one. So you go into the app, you will not get past that screen. It says select your provider.
Okay.
Just like with having to select a bank account. But another feature is at some point, if you say, okay, I've tried this provider, but I want to try somebody else, you are able to switch providers within the app.
Okay.
So you would just, de-link from this particular provider and connect with another one. So that is an essential part of this process. We will not leave out our digital wallet providers, and we encourage persons to find out more information about them. There are 8 of them, so go ahead and check them out.
Excellent. Okay, let's take this call really quickly. We have a few text messages. We're running out of time, but good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing well.
So please, first of all, I'm 76 years old, and I'm blind, and I need you all to explain to me, do I have to hook up to an internet to get this transaction done?
Yes. So you would need internet connection because it requires that you connect your cell phone to the internet, and you would go into your App Store or your Play Store where you download all of your apps, and you would have to download one of our digital wallet provider apps or the central bank's app in order to use Sand Dollar. Yes, sir.
That is so interesting because, as I said earlier, I'm blind. And I have only a small pension. But how in the world would this work for me?
How would it work for him? How would someone like him get more information about how this would work? And would this be the best option? Thank you so much, caller.
So, again, that's where some enhanced features, maybe within your phone, where I don't know if you have, like when you click on something, it can read it out loud to you. So that also helps. So accessibility features, I think, would help to smooth the process over. That's one of the main suggestions I would have.
Yeah. Let's see if we can take this final call here. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Strawn, and good morning, guests. Okay, y'all are promoting the digital currency and everything, right? So, in a sense, it's good, but also I have a quote here that people need to be aware of digital currency because, like Catherine Austin Fitz says, never give up cash. Fight for it like your life depends on it, because it does. central bank digital currency is? If you can move every human into a digital concentration camp, empty their bank account at any time you want, and tell them what they can and cannot spend money on, you've got complete control.
And that's not what's happening here at all. All right, so you got a lot of people who are fearful. How do you counter that, Carlisa?
So the counter to that would be, again, we're not trying to eliminate cash. We're just giving people options. If you are placed in a position where you cannot get access to your money, because we have that, there are people who have money in their bank accounts that they cannot access because of accessibility. And so Sand Dollar gives you that flexibility and accessibility to your cash. Digitally, of course, but you're able to do that. And like I said, you are still able to withdraw the funds if you need to actually get physical cash. So again, there's no limitations with using Sand Dollar. We want people to understand there's a safety and security. It's backed by the central bank. If you trust putting money in your pockets and in your wallets, that's how confident you should be with using Sand Dollar, because it is the central bank digital currency of the Bahamas.
All right, we got 1 minute left. This person's asking, I think I can answer this question, but I'll let you do it. They say, in order to use Sand Dollar, I need to have one of the digital wallet providers. Why can't I load directly through Sand Dollar? This is exactly how you don't get cash from the central bank, right? You don't do your transactions through the central bank. You have to go to a bank or credit union.
Exactly. See, you got it.
See, but that's the same. That's the reason there.
Yes.
Texter. Yeah. All right. If people need more information, they clearly have a lot of questions. Remind folks again how they can get more information and to allay some of these fears that people have.
So they can give us a call at 302-9880. They can send us an email at sdau@centralbankbahamas.com or check out our website, sanddollar.bs. They can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn at sanddollar.bs. So we are on basically all of the social platforms. We have our website. You can give us a call, send us an email. We are here to assist the public as best as we can.
Carlisa Bell, I think you're going to have to come back soon. But thank you for being here this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're going to be learning a lot about these things with Live Digital Week.
Yes.
Scheduled to be with us tomorrow is Central Bank Governor John Roll, and we'll ask him some of these questions. We got a very long text. I'm going to read that one for him. He's going to like that. But thank you again.
Thank
Appreciate
you, too.
it.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Are you tired of the same old 5K runs? Want something more? Then get ready for the Chick Charney Challenge City Run on September 28th, starting at Crypto Wild. Test your strength, stamina, and spirit. It takes all of you to dodge, climb, conquer obstacles as you race through the heart of the city. Lace up and get to the Chick Charney Challenge City Run. Register now on our website, chickcharneychurn.com, or on our social media pages. Brought to you by Colina, Island Yogurt, Advantage Insurance, Art of Graphics, Crypto Wild, and Guardian Radio 96.9.
Celebrate the ease of opening a new account online with Scotiabank. Follow these 3 steps to access a world of possibilities. Step 1, visit bs.scotiabank.com. Step 2, select an account type to best suit your needs. Step 3, complete the form and upload your documents. Open your new Scotiabank account online today.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bohemian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack locations. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Sky Pods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. Rescue me.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, with the country gunning for another record year for tourism arrivals. Nassau and Paradise Island Promotion Board CEO Joy Gibberlew says Nassau and Paradise Island are in the midst of a slowdown in tourist arrivals this slow season that was atypical of the regular slow season last year. However, Gibberlew explained that there seems to be a bright light at the end of the tunnel for November and December. Last year's numbers were strong enough for Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper to declare that there is no more slow season. He contended that the country's tourism increase had been such that even its typical slow season was softening. Gibberlew, though, speaking to members of the media on Thursday on the sidelines of the launch of Claire Boat Bahamas, said that while tourist arrivals in the first quarter for the year outpaced the same period for 2023, there was a drop-off in the pace of arrivals from April until August, and now the slow season appears to be back. The promotion board represents member hotels for New Providence and Paradise Island, including the mega resort. You can read more on this story in today's Guardian business section. And many viable and investable tourism businesses are being pitched to the Tourism Development Corporation. That's according to the TDC's chairman, Rafiq Simonet, telling Guardian Business that these new entrepreneurs are proving that they can build on ideas that have proven successful in the past. Simonet says that the TDC's Venture Pitch program has been successful in drawing out these innovative entrepreneurs and putting them on the path to finding funding for their ideas. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Friday, your market movers, APD Limited moving 165 shares, closing unchanged at 44.64. Consolidated Water down 9 cents, closing at 5.14. Emira Incorporated down 5 cents, closing at 9.41. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,963.62, down 0.13. Recapping the week, the local market ended the week with 126,903 shares crossing the exchange in 13 trades, accumulating a value of $734,385. The BISX All Share Index gained 0.02 points, or 0.001%, to end the week at 2,963.70. Year to date, the index is up 112.06 points, or 3.93%. The week's volume and value leader, Focall, moving 100,000 shares in 2 trades with a value of $558,000. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And tune in to CFAL Talks, a new episode tonight at 6:30 p.m. on Guardian Radio 96.9. And we are back with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Deandra Cartwright. And it's that time of year. It's time to be thinking about college for next fall. And here to tell us all about this, very pleased to welcome back Erica Morris of Legacy College Readiness and Tours. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you guys so much for having me here.
Great to see you as always. Hope all's well.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got a big college fair coming up, and we want to hear all about it. And before we do, tell us why this is the time. I mean, it's still September. You got a whole year. Why is this the time to be doing things like this?
Well, it's you want to do it at the beginning of the year when school is just starting. So the kids aren't really they're into their schoolwork, but this is the time for them to be looking now. Okay, because a lot of the deadlines, especially early action or whatever, they're due now.
Yeah.
So, we in the Bahamas, we like to wait a lot of the times until we're in the 12th grade to start looking at colleges. I think we should start from the 9th grade. That actually 7th, but hey, I would take what I get, but I think we should start much earlier, but most people start in the 12th grade.
Yeah, that's late.
So, yeah, I think that's very late. It's very late. So that's one of the reasons. That's basically the main reason why we're having it early. You do a college fair early, but I do 2 a year.
Right.
So I do one for the 12th graders who didn't do it last year. And then in the fall, I do it for my 11th graders to get them ready. But I've seen an uptick in that as well with my 11th graders, starting with them while they're in 11th grade. So by the time they get to the 12th grade, they've already known what schools they're going to go to.
Okay, excellent. Yes. What do you think is accounting for that change? Hearing you talk about this?
Me, because I always talk to them. I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And see, with mine, because I'm so detailed with it, the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, a part of it, first of all, it's my passion. And someone had to show me this, that I was good at this. But I draw from personal experience. It took me about 15 years to get my bachelor's. Yeah. I changed my major 5 times.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. One of the majors, I was a semester away from graduating, and those last 4 classes was all math. Yeah. And I was like, no. And then I changed my major.
What?
Yeah, it's because I didn't get the right direction.
But couldn't you have gotten a tutor and done the math work?
I think I have that math. I got tested for math. They said there's nothing wrong. I said, your test is wrong. I did. And because now the colleges, they will give you all of this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't get it. When it comes to numbers, I'm not analytical like that. Numbers confuse me. I don't need to know the logarithm of my money. I just need to know how to add, multiply, subtract,
There's
and
a name
divide.
for that, isn't it?
It is. It's you have dyslexia when you read back. I can't remember.
Dyscalculia.
That one.
Right.
And I promise you I have that. Okay. And there's dysgraphia. Okay. My son has dysgraphia.
Which one is that?
Handwriting.
Oh, really?
That's a disorder. Yes, because I'm like, what is that? He was like, that's a G. I'm like, that doesn't look like a G.
They might say I have that. I don't know.
Oh,
but anyway, I understand it though.
Right, and then of course there's dyslexia.
Yes.
Right, and ironically, I am going to have a doctor because I had to get my son tested. I recognized that he doesn't have a learning disability. He was diagnosed with executive functioning disorder, okay, which, dysgraphia comes along with that, and ADHD, but he's ADHD non-attentive. And when he's had enough, you're not going to get any more out of him, and I would be yelling, oh, do your work, give me, do. And when I got him tested, she was like, but he gave you all that he could give. So as a parent, I was, oh my God, I was horrified. I felt so bad. And I'm quite sure there are a lot of other parents out there like that who, feel as if their children aren't giving enough, they're not doing enough, but they're giving you all, and it could be an issue.
Yeah.
And because I refuse to accept, oh, he's a boy. And I think that's what causes a lot of our boys to not do well. Okay, using, oh, he's just a boy, he'll grow out of it.
I never heard that excuse as a kid, so I don't know where that's come from. What is that?
They say that all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I got him tested, and Dr. Deandra Smith, and she will be here at the college fair.
Okay.
She'll be doing a workshop to identify those things, because if you think something is wrong, chances are there's something wrong.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so she's going to be part of this. What else can we expect?
Oh,
And this is
God.
coming up very soon, right?
Yes,
What's
this
the
is
date?
Saturday, September the 28th, on the grounds of St. Augustine's College. We're going to do, this isn't a traditional college fair. I don't do traditional, okay? So, yes, you'll be able to go to different booths and speak with different schools. Okay. However, you will also have workshops. The Ministry of Education, the Scholarship Division, has an area of what they call areas of priorities. There are 12 different, areas, and each of them have sub areas that they have.
We've done a show with you on this before, but remind folks what we're talking about here. This is the areas that they want.
They need help. They need people to get degrees and fill them, because we're trying to fill the gap. I know I hear a lot of people complaining on the radio that says, oh, we have all of these foreigners, and because we don't have Bahamians they try to fill that. They're trying to fill that gap.
And an area of priority is not law.
It's not. What do you mean?
Law. Like, we don't need lawyers.
No.
That's
The
not
three
what-
things the Bahamas government will definitely not pay for
In terms of scholarships.
In terms of scholarship, let me say that, is if you're going to school to be a medical doctor, if you're going to be a lawyer, or an accountant. If you did finance, yes, because that's an area of priority. You know what else is an area of priority? Communication. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
What about like graduate level?
I have a school for graduate level. You want to go? You want to go?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll talk after this.
Yes.
Okay.
So they have those. So for
So
each
you're going to be
area-
doing workshops on the 12th?
Yes. So let's talk. It's actually 11, because I cannot find anyone who wants to do social sciences and humanities. So if you're out there, please give me a call. I need an expert in that field. But
What do
for
you need that person
aviation-
to do? You want
to speak on why we need people in those areas, why they are so pertinent for the Bahamas government or for the Bahamas at large. So for aviation, we're going to have Dr. Kenneth Romer, who is the director of aviation, and he's bringing us a flight simulator. I'm doing hands on this heavy business. This ain't no low fence, okay? So he's going to speak on that. For business, we're going to have Gowan Bow. Fidelity will have a booth out there as well. This Wednesday, day after tomorrow, Dr. Pearl McMillan, I'm quite sure we all know her name. It's synonymous with
the pandemic. Haven't heard the name since the pandemic.
Yes. She's so passionate about this. She will be hosting a workshop at the Ministry of Youth and Sports on Wednesday, this coming. She couldn't do it Saturday, but she really wanted to. So we accommodated her to do it on Wednesday at the Ministry of Youth. So she's going to be speaking about health and allied health care. And of course, in these workshops, we're going to have schools that have strong programs in these areas.
All right, so let me pause right there. So you said the priority is not for medical doctors, but for the other allied
health care.
Interesting.
Like we need speech therapists.
Yeah.
We need health administrators. We need, you know what, I used to travel with that little paper. I can pull it up for you. But there's so many things.
Probably nurses as well.
Yes. In all areas, we need nurses. Okay, don't stop going to the U.S., y'all. We need y'all here. Stop. Yeah, so we have Dr. Donovan Moxie. He is the immediate past chairman for BPL. He's going to speak on technology. We're going to have Dr. Kevin Baisden for BTVI. He's going to speak on the technical and trades. Mr. Craig Delancey, he is going to do engineering and construction. And the good thing about that is, what I'm excited about with that one, I just called Arawak Homes and said, hey, could you bring your pre-construction house on the campus? And they was like, unfortunately, we can't do it that day. But what we will do for you is a day in October. We will get 28 of your kids that are interested in engineering, and we will bus them to a site, a construction site. So the kids will be able to see construction from drawing, because we need architectures. Okay, so from the drawing to the finished product. And the Ministry of Housing jumped on that as well. And so they'll be talking about that and banking, since they all fall in. You need banking, to build your house. You need that. Yeah. So I am for on hands. Again, like I said, I am pulling this from my experience. When I graduated from the St. Augustine's College, that's for you. I could say SAC, not you. Okay? He knows that we say this all the time.
I don't even want to say it.
Okay.
At all.
Well, okay,
Anyone.
that's okay. But I love QC.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Miss Bowles, I love them, and they love me. Okay? So, I had no clue what I wanted to do. And had I had a me during that time, I don't think I would have wasted. Listen, like I said, I can expose myself. I've always done it. I have maximized the amount of money that the American government will give for somebody to go to school. If I decide to go back to school, I can no longer get any federal funding, because I was trying to find what is it that I want to do. So that is why, one of the reasons why I do career assessments. It's a 250 questionnaire. And, I forgot the name of the people that actually tested when I was getting my certifications. I got my certifications through UCLA. Thank you, Junior Achievement. I got my certifications through them, and that was one of the people that we used, the companies that we used. And you did one, didn't you?
I think so.
You did. And wasn't it on point, or did I give it to you and you didn't do it? Let me know.
One of them. But you did give it to me.
Yes.
Okay.
And
but 250 questions, I think it was so long, I just I can't do it.
Right. And it takes you about 40 minutes.
But I think I already know what I want to do. So I'm okay.
Right. But let's say you decided, I'm done with radio. What else can I do? It's for students. It's for people who are transitioning.
Don't give Dwight any ideas.
No, we need Dwight.
Exactly.
Okay? And it's for, people who are changing, who wants to change jobs, or even those who've retired and want to do some. Like, we're going to have, I have classmates that are retiring at 50 because they've been in the government sector for 25 years. Okay?
Are they burnt out?
No, they're at the time where they could retire, 25 years, but they want to do something else. So those people can actually take those assessments, so. And, did I say we have BAMSI? Because I want people to know we're going to have a petting zoo, a greenhouse, and everything on the campus. We're going to have Elite Avionics. They're going to be there talking about unmanned aviation, because we want kids to know there is. If you look at my yearbook, class of 92, I put in there I wanted to be a PR person for the hospitality. You know why I put that? Because that's what I did the summer before. I had no clue. And then I worked at the Biscayne Bay Marriott in Miami, and I made a promise to Jesus and 3 more responsible people I would never work in hospitality.
Oh, my goodness.
And speaking of hospitality, we're going to have Sandy Sands, who will be hosting that class as well.
Okay.
That workshop.
So there's a lot going on.
Yes.
And you have some schools coming in as well.
Yeah, because the schools will be in the workshops.
Right.
So once the speakers say, hey, this is why the Bahamas needs these. This is why we need you to go out there and speak. The schools will be in those workshops who has strong programs in there and say, hey, this is what our program offers in hospitality, or what our program offers in natural sciences. Speaking of natural science, we will have Dr. Ravinia Roberts, the executive director for BAMSI. She's going to be there.
All right.
So
we got about 45 seconds. Let people know who needs to come to this and how to get there and how to be a part of it.
Okay, yes. You can go and register on my website, which is legacycollegereadiness.com. You can give me a call at 809-5278. It will be at the St. Augustine's College Lower Campus. on Saturday, September the 28th, and it's going to be between 10 to 6. We're also going to have our high school pop bands, and that's because the arts, Mark Humes will be working that workshop. The arts, you can also get scholarship money for that as well. Okay. And for those who need to be there, we want parents to come out because there are things that you need to know, like the fact that your child needs insurance when going off to school. We would have insurance company there, funding that you would need and how you could get some funding. So we're going to have financial institutions there. So we're going to have all of this. This is basically an expo to help a child and a parent know what to do and what schools to look at when they're going off to college. And this is for anyone from the 10th to 11th grade.
Okay. So you need to register. Is there a cost?
Absolutely not. I do not believe in charging kids for access. So it's absolutely free.
Okay. Wow, this is a lot. This is great.
Yes.
Saturday coming.
Saturday.
And, okay.
Yes.
How many people can you accommodate?
Well, the campus is pretty big,
Yeah.
And that's why we're having it, for such a long time, so you could make the workshops. Hopefully you're able to make the workshops, and then you can go around to the tables.
Do you have a schedule for the workshops, or they happen?
Yes, I do have. When you go on the website, you will see the schedules for the workshops.
But they won't all be happening at the same time.
No.
You'll be able to go from one to one to the next.
Actually, how we did it, we had 3 that's going simultaneously. And of course, they're like different. So you'll have aviation, and then you'll have hospitality or a trade or something. I can't remember, but they're different. But then you bring someone else so they can go in there for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Great stuff there, Erica Morris. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Legacy College Readiness and Tours. And again, the website one more time, really quickly.
The website is legacycollegereadiness.com.
Okay. Great stuff, Eric.
Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure. Keep up the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Really great stuff. All right.
Okay.
Deandra Cartwright, thank you for being here this morning.
Dwight Strachan, thank
You're
you for having me.
co-host and kind of guest too, sort of.
Listen. St. Agnes Church's festival, street festival, please. Saturday.
Okay. A lot going on. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.